shake it all you want. I tell you, God bless you with a piece of bumper. Shake it all you want. Girl, shake it all you want. Baby, shake it all you want. I say, look, truck rolling. I tell you, bam, bam, rolling. Wow, look, rum drinking. What? My head spinning. Someone say, oh, oh, gosh. Papa Botier. We Papa Botier.
Well, look at Bam Bam Day. Say, look at Bam Bam Day. I'm on day, we only Bam Bam Day.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Turn up the vibes. Come make me turn up the vibes again. Turn it up. Turn up, build up the vibes. Me why you put every round up in the air and make it turn up. Jumping up like your mother. Represent your flag, yeah. We love our bacchanal. We don't want nobody to stop it. You come up in the road. Carnival is fast, yeah. Have to come on something tonight.
I said, look, your bam is yours. Girl, shake it all you want. Shake it all you want. Baby, shake it all you want. I tell you, God bless you with a piece of bumper. Shake it all you want. Girl, shake it all you want. Baby, shake it all you want.
Say look at Bam Bam Day. Say look at Bam Bam Day. I'm on day, we only Bam Bam Day. I'm on the day of champion, yes. I'm on day, we only. Come let me turn up the.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts, making the news at this time. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar is set to attend the 50th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, or CARICOM, from February 24th to 27th, 2026. The meeting will be held in Basté, St. Kitts and Nevis, under the theme Beyond Words, Action Today for a Thriving, Sustainable CARICOM. It will be chaired by Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Drew, who assumed the chairmanship on January 1st. Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar will lead a national delegation that includes Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Sean Sobers, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Nicholas Morris, Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Fali Agustin, and senior government officials. The Prime Minister is scheduled to deliver an address at the opening ceremony on February 24th at the Marriott Dome in Frigate Bay. On the margins of the meeting, Trinidad and Tobago will pursue bilateral talks aimed at strengthening economic cooperation, trade, security, and development. In more news, compensation is currently being considered for businesses impacted by the ongoing disruptions on the sea bridge caused by the cargo vessel Blue Wave Harmony. During a press conference on Sunday, Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Fali Agustin announced that the Division of Finance has been tasked with conducting research to determine the economic impact on businesses.
And that unit is being asked to ascertain the cost to business for this period between January 12th and present, with the downtime we have had with the vessels. What is that true cost? And so as to avoid speculation, and people just calling figures out, we need to know the true cost, and that will assist the Tobago House of Assembly in seeing what measures it needs to put in place to ensure that we keep our businesses afloat, given what they have experienced over the last couple weeks.
Mr. Agustin noted that the THA itself has also been affected by the disruptions on the sea bridge.
I met with the Study Park Enterprise Limited on Friday. I had a meeting with them on Friday, and they projected to me how they are not able to get sufficient bitumen on the island. They have them in Port of Spain, in Trinidad, but can't get them up because of the issue with the ferry. That was just on Friday. I am being advised that, if I go to the larger supermarkets on the island, the larger ones, it will look as though things are okay, the shelves look well. But if you go to the rural parlors and shops, then some goods are not filtering to them.
He also indicated that he is scheduled to meet with the Tobago division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce. In some crime news now, officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service have seized more than $6.3 million worth of cannabis during an intelligence-led operation in Gasparillo. Officers received information that a large shipment of narcotics had been imported from South America and was being stored at Reform Phase 4 residential development. During the operation, officers found 109 packets of cannabis weighing just over 57 kilograms with an estimated street value of TT $6.3 million. They also seized nearly 120,000 TT dollars in cash and 146 US dollars. No one was present at the apartments at the time of the searches, but police say investigations are continuing and arrests are expected. In some sport now, Trinidad and Tobago cyclist Nicholas Paul delivered on expectations, capturing his third medal of the Pan American Elite Track Cycling Championships in Santiago, Chile. The Gasparilla native won gold in the men's sprint final on day 4. Paul did it in the first 2 rides to defeat Colombia's Christian Ortega in Saturday's final, adding another gold from the Keirin event on Thursday. So Nicholas Paul has 2 golds, Tennille Campbell has 1 gold from the scratch event, Akil Campbell brought home the bronze medal in the scratch race, and the men's team sprint of Zion Pulido, Kwesi Brown, and Nicholas Paul took bronze. 3 gold and 2 bronze medals for Team TTO at the Pan Am Elite Track Cycling Championships, which ended on Sunday in Santiago, Chile. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today, Famala Bakaran. Good morning, Famala.
Good morning, Carrie. How are you this morning? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. How did your weekend go?
It was good. You know, just a lot of downtime this weekend. Really tried to get as much rest as possible. But then, Carrie, I went down.
That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Every morning begins with a story. The headlines you need. The voices you trust. The conversations shaping our nation. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today, where your day starts informed and inspired. News that matters to you. Conversations that spark new ideas. Stories that move Trinidad and Tobago forward. Tune in weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. or join the conversation on any smart device at TNT Today Show. Trinidad and Tobago Today. Start here, exclusively on TTT.
Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Tune in to the Holy Trinity Cathedral program on Talk City 91.1 FM every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Mark your calendar. It's a great way to stay connected with the spiritual reflections, uplifting messages, and community updates right here with us on Talk City 91.1 FM.
From the road to the radio. Talk City 91.1.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
Wake up to the issues that matter most on the Ground Report. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith every morning from 6 to 9 a.m. for real talk, real analysis, and real perspectives on the stories shaping our nation. News, current affairs, and voices from the ground, unfiltered and unapologetic. That's the Ground Report. Weekday mornings on Talk City 91.1, where the conversation begins.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
Trinidad is a boat sailing on the earth. I go sail on it. Oh Lord, I go sail on it. Whether it's fast or slow, Wheresoever it goes, I go in with it. Tell them I go in with it. I go sail when the tide is low. I go sail when the tide is near. If she going to hell and back, I go make the trip. I'm bound to make the trip. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. Through hurricane and storm, hell or high water come. And when she needs a push, I'm going to push like bush. If Trinidad is a boat, I go sail on it, sink or float. I have under scrutiny who plotting mutiny, and I watching them. I say I watching them. Who giving the captain lip, and all who abandon ship, and I'm marking them. I say I'm marking them. Stowaways, keeping free passage, castaways with excess baggage, crimson pirates moving into kill. But I'm sailing still. I say I'm sailing still. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. Through hurricane and storm, hell or high water come. And when she needs a push, I'm going to push like push. If Trinidad is a boat, I go sail on it, sink or float. I am a sailor by birth, calypso in my throat, and I'm sailing on. I say I'm sailing on. Trinbago is my tag, white and black is my flag, and I'm moving on. I say I'm moving on. It is right that I be on board, for in spite of the small reward, as she hastens to her destiny, she ain't leaving me. No how she leaving me. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. Through hurricane and storm, hell or high water come. And when she needs a push, I'm going to push like bush. If Trinidad is a boat, I go sail on it, sink or float.
Mornings just got louder, bolder, and more informed. From 6 to 9 a.m., it's the Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith on Talk City 91.1.
This is Destra, and right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Bang, 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 bang.
The ground report. The ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The ground report. The ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The ground report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check.
Our God is healer. Awesome in power.
Yeah, it's approximately
Our God.
17 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Oh, you're truly the pitbull of radio in the studio. Hello, Mr. Pleasant. Good morning to all of you that are looking on to us on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube, Corridor Transformation. The Ground Report on YouTube. Not forgetting on Talk City, or Talk City 91.1 FM on YouTube and on Facebook. Good morning to you all. The social media bloggers, good morning to you. Not forgetting those of you that look on to us on Talk City 91.1 FM in your maxis, your taxis, your PH vehicles, your buses, your trucks. All you drivers, a pleasant good morning to you all. Welcome to this Monday edition of the Ground Report.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our
let me say pleasant good morning to Wendy and John on our Facebook. Comment on Facebook, man. Hey, Matilda Rhodes, a pleasant good morning to you on Facebook, yeah? Oh boy, not forgetting to do that. Mohan on YouTube, good morning. Jillian John, YouTube. Hey, Desmond Hines, good morning. Just Cool, a pleasant good morning to you. Elizabeth, good morning to you. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey, Troy Smith, good morning. Hey, Sibrangani, a pleasant good morning to you. Bisnat Prasad, good morning. Peter Samlal Singh, a pleasant good morning to you. That what we talking about, eh? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That what we talking about. Hey, Frida, Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Yolanda Cordner, good morning. Ishmael Khan, good morning. Jeff, good morning to you. Eriki Ramota, a pleasant good morning. Roma Price, good morning. Jamilia Khan, a pleasant good morning to you. Krishna, good morning. Hey, Ahmed Ford, a pleasant good morning to you. Monica, a pleasant good morning to you. Angela Lochan, good morning. Ramona Singh, a pleasant good morning to you. Marilyn Cicharan, a pleasant good morning to you. Anthony Ford, good morning. Carmen, good morning. Gloria Escala, a pleasant good morning to you. Rol Prasad, good morning. Hey, Felix Monty, good morning to you. Farmer Kane Farmer, a pleasant good morning to you. Ann Moon Sami, a pleasant good morning to you. Michael Scotland, good morning. Budram John, good morning to you. Joyce Ram, good morning. Hey, Angelina Ramcharan, a pleasant good morning to you. Darren Daniel, good morning to you, my brother. Hey, Kishan Ali, a pleasant good morning to you. Lucy. That's what we're talking about. Cindy Mohan, a pleasant good morning to you. As I run through this year, man. Joyce Singh, good morning. Radhika. Nigel Black, good morning. Mina Steiner, good morning. Deshaun, good morning to you. Primraj, good morning. Freddie Brown, good morning to you. Don Harilal, good morning. Hey, Leon Charles, good morning. Hey, Sir Rajani, good morning to you. Ryan Nick Chedi, good morning. Philip Fatboy, good morning. Dave Mirage, Princess Tong, good morning. Joyce Singh, a pleasant good morning to you. Hey, Brian Ramdio, good morning. Brian Wolf and all, good morning to you. Sheldon Roach. Royal Prasad, good morning. Hey, Daniel Ramda, pleasant good morning. Mr. Francis, my old teacher, pleasant good morning to you. Indra, good morning. All Bryans, a pleasant good morning to you all. Nigel Black, good morning. Rosalie, a pleasant good morning to you. Samantha, good morning. And let me say a pleasant good morning to those of you that are locked on Talk City. All the social media platforms on Talk City. Facebook, YouTube. Good morning to you, Talk City. Mubarak Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Well, let me say a pleasant good morning to Director Snipes. A pleasant good morning to you.
Pleasant good morning, Andy. Pleasant good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Nice. Everything good on your side?
All is well.
Nice. Hey, Frank James, good morning to Trini Nairo. Good morning. Before I go into some of those headliners here, Trinidad and Tobago, let me say, Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you.
Yes, indeed. Of course, a pleasant good morning to you as well, my friend. And of course, a pleasant good morning to all and sundry in Trinidad, East, West, North, South, Central. Our friends in Tobago, we have been hearing a lot from you these days. So let's hope that situation with respect to that new cargo boat will, of course, cause you to express yourself, and not necessarily negatively, but maybe by way of solutions. And then, of course, for our friends, whether you are diasporal or otherwise, when whatever part of the world you are in at this point in time, and what time of the day it is, a pleasant good day to you. Yes, nice. Indeed, my...
Oh boy, when we see headlines of the Guardian here, patience running out. Farley apologizes to Tobagonians over ferry crisis. Where's compensation? Where's compensation to business owners? Well, Tobago's House of Assembly have money, boy. The way in compensation to business owners. What we go say? What says thou, Lennox Smith?
Well, yes, of course, and of course, the former Prime Minister, some say twice, some say once, whatever it is, but the fact is that he said that he is a sheep and goat farmer, and he has some poultry as well, and he is suffering as a consequence of the lack of feed for his stock. Or his stocks, and he too has been caught up, as indeed the businessmen and women in Tobago, concerning themselves, of course, with the lack of an efficacious or efficient transportation system to bring materials from Trinidad to Tobago and vice versa.
Yeah, but what's the problem? What causing that? When the boat up running, it fixed back what? Why that delay in Tobago still?
It appears there's a new development, a hydraulic system that may have failed or has been impaired. It may or may not have been. In the area of speculation now. That may have been as a result of the accident in Tobago, but may not have been detected. I say I'm speculating. I have no specifics on that. But, you know, in these situations, just as a human being, you look for one thing, and then, of course, other things pop up. By supposed the fullness of time, and, of course, the authorities are now, of course, saying that there must be some adjustment, both in Trinidad and in Tobago, because Tobagonians are now saying through the THA that they too must be part and parcel of the process of acquiring a boat for the Twin Island ferry and or cargo. So these developments will naturally be as a consequence when things are not going right. And of course, you have the opposition leader indicating that that problem is as a result of the government, and of course, and we were here at pains to tell the population that for months the decision to send back the Galicia, remember that the same cargo ship doing the same work, created a situation where there was in fact a lack of materials, or should I say, things that people would have been expected as normal, as one of the mills in Tobago could not have gotten there. And then, of course, that badge that they sourced, that too was a problem, in the sense that people's items were so exposed to sea blasts.
Yeah, but the people don't want to know that, Lennox Smith. What the people want to know is what's going on now. They don't want to know what it is the PNM that do the pass back the Galaxy.
I have a duty. I have a duty to dispel any notion that, of course, the PNM seem to want to wash their hands from from a similar scenario, and therefore, what I am saying, in fact, is that one was man-made and the other one was an accident. And I think in both circumstances, you can see the differential. One was an accident that nobody catered for, but the other one, it was a deliberate plot by the Rowley administration then to, of course, dispense with the services of the Galicia without a replacement immediately. In this case, the Cabo Star was replaced by a boat. Unfortunately, it got into an accident and, of course, has triggered nonetheless the concern. Both concerns, I agree, must be the same. You cannot put any levels or differentials in levels in terms of concern, because I mean, at the end of the day, the consumers and the people in Tobago want service and they must get the service. But at the same time, those who would have been at one time responsible and those who are responsible now, we have a duty as the fourth pillar of democracy to let the people know what the realities would have been in both instances.
Nice. And in this instance, Trinidad and Tobago, and that's what we was looking for, not with all that long explanation. Too much of something is good for nothing, which is simple. One was an accident. This blue wave was an accident. Yeah. That causing the little problems or hiccups now, compared to the next one, which is the super fast Galaxia, was a deliberate, man-made accident by the former administration, the PNM. But, as Fali August rightfully did there, as the man in charge of Tobago, he apologizes to you, the people of Tobago, and looking to make sure and see if we can get this thing resolved as swiftly as possible, because it all boils down, the responsibility now is in the hands of the Tobago House of Assembly and central government, which is at this point in time is the UNC government. They are responsible to make sure they get that up and running.
Must bring remedial action as quickly as possible to this situation. In addition to that, of course, one of the political parties is calling for Fali's resignation, and of course the former Prime Minister Rowley, whose animals are being affected, is of course talking, but not so vociferous or not so intense or not so deliberate. But certainly you could see the trend suggesting that, well, he got all of the seats that he wanted and so on, and one didn't expect, in other words, that this situation would develop. Of course, being very hypocritical and, of course, self-absolving. Yeah.
So true. Hey, police sees 6.3 million in cannabis. Officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service seize cannabis valued at over $6.3 million during an intelligence-led operation in Gasparilla on Saturday. Police said officers received information that a shipment of narcotics had been imported from South America and was being stored at a location in Gasparilla. Further intelligence identified two premises within the Reform Phase 4 residential development. Surveillance was conducted at both locations and coordinations was established that led to that whole seizure. 6.3 come from South America. I might make a guess. It had to be Venezuela.
Maybe. Colombia. There's a particular appellation, if you would call that, or a kind of designation of that kind of cannabis, and it originates from Colombia, so the saying that is Colombia.
But we also see murder toll going to 55 murders, but we also read in here 3 killed in 2 gun attacks in East Tobago. Any on your side, Lennox Smith?
But farther afield along the East-West corridor, and in fact, the one in Diego Martin, 2 there, and then of course one more recently in Tonopuna, 2 again. And then, of course, there was something in the Bamboo as well, returning resident, if you want to call it that, that has some record, known to the police, in other words, and he was gunned down in attempting, of course, to get some eats at a
but he
pizza
returned.
hut in the Bamboo, yes.
So he returned, right? Gone to the police. And he returned and let the criminal elements and them and all where he maybe do something or may not do something, where police looking for you, criminal looking for you, everybody looking for you, maybe an ex-girl looking for you, or your wife or a brother-in-law, somebody, and you make it known that you return.
So it looked as though he felt that would have been over and done with, and people would have forgotten. But the reality is that once you are so deeply entangled, it's very difficult to extricate yourself. Especially when you have, of course, people who might have been associated with you, have some bad experience, still living. I think he should not come. He should not have returned to Trinidad at all.
But then the next big question I will ask is, but those people, whoever it is, when he hold he in mind for so long and just was waiting for he to touch back down by? Like how dread it is?
Yeah. The killing in Mango Rose, for example, was as a consequence of the young man that found his death. And we saw the video where the guys were running up the hill towards Low Place in Laventille. And they waited. The funeral was over, carnival was over. And then, of course, they simply execute a drive-by, and where that was failing, they then exited the vehicle where all the assailants were in and go up the steps of that high-rise, AGC high-rise, and, of course, executed. Of course, one died and two are still nursing their wounds in the hospital.
Wait. Let me hear about that one, that gunplay. Where was that on Hollywood? That was on Hollywood
Duncan Street, the corner of Duncan Street, just before Camboulay and just before the Mary Monarch had raised its head.
I know about that one. So I swear that was on BBC.
It was all over. It went viral.
Oh well, I really thought.
It went viral?
I really thought that was a Netflix movie you watch, and telling me, well, over the holidays, you was watching Netflix and men jump out car and men run up building.
I saw it as well. And my son, he's only 10 years, and he went out the road to purchase something, and all the commotion was there, police, etc. And he saw what was transpiring. I mean, and that tells me the difficulty that young people have and parents have, in fact, to, of course, have, their offsprings walk the straight and narrow in such circumstance, Okay, you have to warn him and tell him, like, don't go. And there's an assumed position, as I've always said, in those communities where, of course, gunshots and these things ring out almost on a daily basis, that the assumed position that you get into the bathroom, where, of course, is much more solid in terms of concrete and so on, and get on the floor. There is regular drills in families because of that situation. So it's very horrendous. Okay. And why am I giving those graphic details? To let you know of my very, very, very deep concern that the Zoso bill was not passed, and those who have been responsible, both the independent senators and the opposition, must understand that is repercussions of that myopic disposition they would have taken, not in the interest of the community and the nation, but of course in whatever selfish agenda that they may be pursuing.
All right. So how that movie went Monday and Tuesday again, that Netflix, so they say, what I do? How it play off?
The young man was in a vehicle coming up Duncan Street, heading north, and of course gunmen ambushed him right there. He tried to run. He was killed right there. And then, of course, they ran along Piccadilly Street and up.
So they ran for others. Wait. All right. The man who they're looking for was killed there, right by the vehicle where he was in. But other assailants run out the vehicle and they take off.
No. Nobody. He was by himself. But there were three of them that launched the attack.
Right.
And they ran. They ran. Yeah. and to make their escape. Yes.
Right, but then you say somewhere in the run, the three of them, one of them got killed.
No. I'm saying that the recent killing is a reprisal for that in Mango Rose. So there's two different instances. The one that triggered the Mango Rose incident was on Duncan Street before Carnival, and then, of course, the one in Mango Rose was after Carnival, when everybody took, and after the funeral, etc. And that occurred. It would have been 3 persons that would have been injured. One died, of course, and 2 are still nursing their injuries.
Wow.
As a reprisal, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. I want to tell you, I have had cause to write it to the authorities, indicating that this is just the beginning of such a thing, because you're going to have reprisals.
Oh, so we'll have more reprisals on that.
Yeah, one expects that, given the players involved.
Oh boy. Well, boy, don't talk about them reprisals too much now, before they say you're informing. Remember them into Brighton. All right. Oh boy. Farley to join Kamala at CARICOM Heads meeting in St. Kitts. Oh boy, what says thou?
Well, she had indicated before that she didn't indicate until now that she was going to St. Kitts, but one would have expected it, having regard to the fact that the new chairman of who happens to be the Prime Minister of St. Kitts, Nevis, came here to, of course, woo her clearly. So she is going formally, and of course, Farley is expected. I think it's from the 24th. So that will be today, tomorrow. From tomorrow to the 27th. And then, of course, as we said, she did confirm that she'll be going to Suriname on invitation of the energy initiative that country would be hosting, and where she'll be giving the feature address.
Nice. Trying to go here, we're going to take a break and come back. When we come back, we want to open the lines for you. How was your weekend? What's on your front burner? What's supposed to make news that not making news? What myself and Lennox Smith ain't discuss that you want to discuss and need it out there, right on this big program, The Ground Report. So we'll be back. Get yourselves ready. Send your voice notes. Yes, send your voice notes. And make your calls. You all know the numbers when we come back. You all know the numbers. We'll be back. Director Snipes, let's take that needed break.
Anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
What is all this old noise? Wait, Mom streaming movies, Danny playing games, and Jenna blasting music all at the same time?
Yeah, remember we upgraded to Digicel plus 500 megabits per second plan. $500 to upload just as fast as download. So everybody could do their thing, same time, no lag.
Well, I'm not fighting for Wi-Fi again. Pull up HBO for me there.
Switch to Digicel Plus. Fast, reliable, 100% fiber home internet. Perfect for families with plenty devices, streaming, gaming, working, and more. Visit DigicelTT.com or any Digicel store today. Digicel Plus, better connected.
This week on Taking It Front, we bring you a powerful and timely conversation. Join Derek Charbodi, law enforcement officer, counselor, mentor, manager, and founder of the St. James Police Youth Club, celebrating 3 decades of dedicated youth service. On Talk City 91.1 from 12:30 to 1:30, Derek speaks directly to Generation X, exploring the many challenges facing this generation and their parents, from discipline and mentorship to social pressures and changing values. More importantly, he'll be seeking real solutions, offering insight, guidance, and practical ways forward for families and communities. That's Taking It Front with Derek Charbodi. Talk City 91.1 FM from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Real talk, real solutions, real impact.
This one, man, you know.
Wake up to the issues that matter most on the Ground Report. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith every morning from 6 to 9 a.m. for real talk, real analysis, and real perspectives on the stories shaping our nation. News, current affairs, and voices from the ground, unfiltered and unapologetic. That's the Ground Report. Weekday mornings on Talk City 91.1, where the conversation begins.
Tune in to the Holy Trinity Cathedral program on Talk City 91.1 FM every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Mark your calendar. It's a great way to stay connected with the spiritual reflections, uplifting messages, and community updates right here with us on Talk City 91.1 FM.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Nice, we are back. Time check. Yeah, it's 16 minutes to the hour of 7 o'clock or 7 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pitbull of radio, which is myself. I'm a real dog. And that is easy, Oli. That is easy. When I bad, I dreaded than that. The big word man, Lennox Smith. Man, well, I will help you all understand some of the words that he's saying there. Sometimes, just look to see if I've seen any blood in his mouth. With all those big words here, the teeth might bite tongue. And Director Snipes, well, I'll make sure he ain't cut off all you too quick sometimes, He tell all you it's only 2 minutes, no more than a minute and a half, or a voice note or whatever. But he have his work to do because he have bills to pay, commercials to pay, a clock to look at. Whereas he can be fired, It is what it is. So nobody can get vexed at nobody. Everybody have a role to play, including you all. So what's on your old front burner this morning? What's supposed to make news that not making news? What you all want to discuss? Don't forget to let us know where you're calling from when you do call in. Yes, Lennox Smith, while we await the thousands of people that look onto the number one program, the Ground Report.
We have a call. We have a call on this side.
Go ahead, caller.
Go on. Oh, sorry about that. We
take it next time. Take it next time. There ain't nothing. Take it next time.
We have lost him or her. All right. Let's get what I consider to be, the right gender. All right. Yeah, Andy. But I see the opposition making heavy.
1 minute too. Morning.
Oh, we have a call. Right. Good.
Pleasant morning to the Ground Report.
Pleasant good morning to you, Demorous.
Good morning, sir.
Better known as Tabakit. Well, I know you're hot in there.
Well, before I come with anything, let me say morning to Lennox and Snipes. Now, before I come with anything, something that I wish to throw out on the public domain. I'll tell you why, Andy. And I think you would agree with me. I heard it for myself. And this attack on Mikey K, where PNM marabuntas and aided and abetting by some of these vex UNC supporters that taking this man's name and stripping it. I heard it that they're calling Michael Kerr name. And I am pleading with the African community, it is time to stop it. Andy, I'll tell you why. Where Mikey K sit today is real deserving of him. That brother reached there because of his brain space. And I am saying the attack on Mikey K is unwarranted. And I am asking the African community why. Why you all is attacking a brilliant black man? Because he's African and he's with this UNC government? Because of his position as chairman in TTT? Andy, I am saying no to it. It must not continue. And Miss Santa Cruz said something last week on the program. She is correct. The UNC activists, some of them, is giving the PNM ammunition. And she is correct. And I asking myself, but wait now, why they attacking this brother? Why so strongly? And the persons who is doing it, they know themselves, Andy. And I am calling on the African community. The attack that you all is launching On Michael Kerr, I am saying it's time to stop it. Why we doing this as black people? Why we would attack a brother? Andy, you know why they can't attack you? Because they know you're going to come for them, you know. Andy, nobody is coming after you, Andy. Because they know the pit bull when he roars. And I am saying to the African community, stop it. That brother, Michael Kerr, is deserving of his position. Andy, I go come back in, but I had to say so to tell the African people, leave the brother alone. He got there because of his brain space. Tabak it out and out.
Oh boy. But I don't have an idea what he's talking about because...
Neither me, because I have not seen it. And in fact, last week I said that, I found it passing strange, that we were not attacked. I mean, all the progenitors or the founders of the Ground Report. And of course, I did prefer a rationale for it, in that as the caller rightly said, that angels fear... some people, try to get into spaces where angels fear. And so I'm a bit surprised as to that particular statement there, with respect, of course, to our colleague. I still consider him to be our colleague. And the question of him deserving or not deserving, I think, is something that we... There is a consensus, and I think I shouldn't say consensus because it sounds majority, but certainly it was unanimous that when they were saying that, of course, all the work that we would have put in, that the UNC would not have, of course, considered. Now that he's there, I find it very strange that they would now come and try to, of course, undermine, based on what I've just heard. As I said, I have not had any independent observation with respect, of course, to the verification or the veracity of what the caller just said. But I see him as a honorable person, talking about the caller, Mr. Tabakit, and therefore I don't think he will want to mislead anybody in any deliberate way. But the fact is that I have not seen it. Have you?
No.
Right.
I think, right? I believe they don't want to dance.
That can only be as a result of the Calypso issue. I'm sure is that. Yeah,
so what are going to say?
He has nothing to do with that.
So what are say? Mikey K caused a glitch. Man, Nicholas Morris done organize and clearly on that.
Yes, of course.
What I can say about Mikey K
of the government.
What I can say about
what
I can say about Mikey K, my colleague, is that facts. Since he been chairman of TTT, Talk City, well, technically control of the government state media, they all sounds different. They all, it have relevance now. TTT name, Talk City name, many of them wasn't calling up so much. So that alone supposed to say that he going out there was to give back these stations and them their relevance. And now they are, because everything now is TTT, or as they say, Mikey K. So it means here nobody will pelt a tree that is not bearing. So it means that he's doing a great job. Keep up the good work, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, man.
Yes, man.
Yes, that is endorsed there. And of course, last week I think we had calls.
But hold 1 minute again. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Let's make sure we get the callers in.
Good morning. Yes, God bless all you. God bless all the station. I want to say something this morning. Last night, I listened to a program. The program, Mr. Slimy called out the man they call KFC. He called out workers like the man named Jeffrey or what. They had a program. I listened. This Jeffrey man called out KFC. KFC called the program and start to talk. The UNC board start to talk that how Mikey is a Nimakaram and Munsami Miss Santa Cruz is on the Macaram and start to talk the UNC man, this man they call KFC, the man with a bag. And start to talk, this workers' right man, start to talk, the man they call Slimy, tell him call out, he call out KFC now. And KFC start to talk, UNC man and the workers' man talk this week on. Call out the Pitbull name, call out Heavy, call out Mikey name. He then call out Mr. X name, he call out the other man name, call out a good few of them, UNC name, and say they're working for $8,000 a month. That is no part of his business. So you know what them want? And the one they call Kezel from Granby. And the next one, I forget the name. Yeah, the one who pulled the coffin. All of them, they make one thing. And they talking, and they have this KFC man dragging down the UNC name and Mikey name. And this Munsami name. All over, he don't need nothing. What he need is nothing. You hear? So I telling all you have a clean program and a good program. Please keep it up and don't let that KFC dirty man come and dirty all the program, because all the PNM station is doing and calling all the name and calling Mikey name. He know what is the meaning of the Macaram. I want to know the meaning of that calling Mikey K and Munsami that on all the PNM programs. Mikey never eat his salt. The Santa Cruz never eat his salt. He never feeds them. But he calling them the Macaram. If I see he dying for a drop of water, he cannot get it. UNC is my party. Canada is my prime minister. And all you is my people. Thank you, children.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, Snipes, and to everybody out there. Andy, I have a very serious front burner, but I had to pray, right, and beg Jesus to cover my mouth before the wrong thing come out. Andy, I don't know who is the lowlife, the degenerate, who gave KFC my number. That yesterday, instead of KFC kneeling and worshiping God, or going planting a garden to help mine and his family, KFC decided to WhatsApp me, right? Trying to disguise his voice, but he figured I don't know him. And then he exposed himself, right? And KFC decided to torment me until I blocked him, right? With the most disgusting, stinkiest comment that any man could tell a woman. He acted as though he didn't come from a woman. He doesn't have a wife and he doesn't have 2 children. And anybody wishing to get the voice notes and the text messages, I'll give it to all you. I'll give it to all you. Right? KFC feel that he can come and tell me what he wants and get away with it. Let me tell you something, Andy. Imagine.
Oh boy, it stopped short there. But all I will tell each and every one of you, today we will entertain that. But I really and truly on the ground report, I really don't want to hear about whoever is who slimy, whoever is this, whoever that, whoever the other, on this big program. Because again, all they'll be doing now is giving, putting fuel to the fire based on all their self-use and all their big program, which is the ground report, to now have other people curious and wanting to listen to some stupid, nonsensical program with no irrelevance other than bacchanal and stupidness. Or they must watch the Pitbull, you know. I don't be a nobody, you know. I just fight for hungry politicians, businessmen. You see, fighting them little set of snotty nose set of people them there, so. Me none that can't help me. That can't help you, that can't help none of us. Lead them snotty nose people and them just ignore them. Why are they even talking on themselves to even listen to what crap they all want to talk or say? And then all you're going to use all your own big program to get whatever strength. Come on now, man. We only got report have relevant issues to discuss. Yeah, such as all those murders there, such as the revival killing, such as it was a safe carnival, but we can do better, such as Tobagonian suffering down to the former prime minister that didn't put nothing in place for goods and services. Yeah, he say he has sheep and thing there to get feed. He say he's a a sheep farmer, and he also is an agriculturist. And he need the various artilleries for in the guns of farming. Yeah, let me see what else here it have to talk about here again that makes sense here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I really don't want this big program to be degenerated to the level of those snotty nose program them out there, not the Gong Report. That's why the Gong Report is the biggest talk show program on radio and on social media on a morning. Yeah, bigger than Ian Allen too. Because Ian Allen is not on a morning. So all you understand it here, the hours are here, between the hours of 6 and 9. So let's continue. Yes, Lennox, you wanted to mention something there?
Well, in fact, our track record proves it for itself. It's self-explanatory or self-evident because wherever we would have been in the past and now current, there is a propensity for people to simply attach themselves to what we have to say and the swaying of public opinion. So therefore, I will equally advise that whilst we are very liberal in terms of accommodating people who may have a different view, sometimes in the sphere of mischief, which is, of course, very, very conspicuous, you must not allow yourself to be attracted or focused on that. Our job is to, of course, look at developmental issues as far as we can, look at the good, look at what could be, identify mistakes with a view to correcting those mistakes as we move forward. We are clear in our minds, clearly, collectively and otherwise, that the PNM is the existential threat to Trinidad and Tobago in terms of our politics, in terms of our development, in terms of our economy. We know that. And of course, you can from the utterances and the commentaries emanating from Balize House, you can see that very clearly because it is superficial, it is superfluous, and of course is osseous or irrelevant. And therefore, we have a country to fix. They cannot identify, for example, where they would have gotten the money from, if they would have, God forbid, they would have been returned to office on the 28th of April 2025. So let us not waste time. And therefore, that vacuum, that deliberate attempt to obfuscate and to deceive the population, to hoodwink the population, clearly cannot find itself in the discussions that we would have on a daily basis.
Of I Candy Juve, Kavir Narayan Singh expressed gratitude for the return of the stage component, saying it added to the overall experience and helped elevate celebrations for masqueraders and patrons alike.
After 8 whole years, we were able to acquire a stage thanks to the Chaguanas Carnival Committee in putting that together and just ensuring that all masqueraders and all bands had that stage, literally had that stage to jump on. So in terms of the carnival itself, it was one of the safest carnivals and one of the best experiences, I think, all around.
Eye Candy Juve secured its consecutive win in the large band category this year with its presentation, Jab, The Spirits of Juve.
The first title, Eye Candy never really ventured into traditional themes, right? So for those that know the brand, for 12 years, we actually would have stayed to fantasy-like themes. But as of 2026, this year in particular, we decided, you know what, unorthodox is always good. And we decided to come with the theme, Jab, The Spirit of Juvie. And our presentation definitely was true to form. And it was very precise at the main stage for the judges.
The band also walked away with the King of Juve title this year. Speaking to TTT News, its king, Keon Eccles, told us it was his first experience in Chaguanas and he was happy to showcase his talent there. Eccles said he will be defending his title in 2027. And now on to some sports. The West Indies women surrendered the 3-match one-day international series versus Sri Lanka after losing the second game in succession at the National Cricket Stadium in St. George's, Grenada on Sunday. Windies captain Hayley Matthews won the toss and elected to field first. Sri Lanka then went on to score 208 all-out in 47.1 overs, with spinner Karishma Ramarak being the pick of the bowlers, taking 3 wickets at the cost of 26 runs in 9.1 overs. Vishmi Gunaratne top scored for the visitors with 58. Despite losing wickets at crucial stages, the home team was in the hunt, but top scorer Janila Glasgow with 50 was left with too much to do with the help of tailenders Afi Fletcher and Ramarak. Fletcher fell for 20 in the 47th over, while Glasgow was last out in the 48th. Ramarak was not out on 1 as the Windies women could only manage 194, a loss by 14 runs to give Sri Lanka women an unassailable 2-0 series lead. The final ODI is on Wednesday at the same venue. And that was your TTT News update. I'm Carrie Roberts. After the break, we return to Trinidad and Tobago today.
That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Any views or opinions expressed on the Ground Report are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies, or official position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked. This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
From the road to the radio. Talk City 91.1.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens. Because your world can't wait. Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Digicel. Points get done, data get done, minutes get done, speed get done. Digicel is the real #1. Switch and done, hurry up and come cause while you're waiting, everybody online speeding. Full bars to the top, yeah we leading. Digicel have it luck and you need to switch it. Now is the right time to come in or sign up online. Digicel is one of a kind. Make up your mind and make the switch today. For 30 days you don't even have to pay. Keep that same phone number, don't worry, we've got you. With Digicel, the vibes got no way. But you have to switch today.
Switch to the bigger, better network. Digicel, better together.
Hard-hitting, unfiltered, no scripts, no spin. This is Off the Record. Off the Record. With Stefan and Mr. X, where critical thinking meets real talk in real time. The conversations others avoid, we take them head on. Interactive, informative, entertaining, AI-assisted, and driven by your voice. Politics, society, culture, and the issues shaping now. No rehearsals, no apologies, just facts, fire, and fearless discussion. Off the Record. Weekdays 9 a.m. to 12 noon on Talk City 91.1 FM. Off the Record.
This is Destra, and right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
Yes, indeed. Of course, we are back. We are back. Time check is just about 25 minutes to... No, 10 minutes past 7 o'clock. Sorry about that. I'm looking at the wrong hands.
I don't say we got to check out those glasses.
My students might have, taken issue with that. But that being as may, I'm not in school. But of course,
but you corrected in record time.
Yes, and to err is only human.
It's only
human. So it was an error. That being as may, prior to the break, of course, I was attempting to look at the whole question of contributions and the fact that we cannot belabor or in any way focus unnecessarily, unless of course there is some issue that is of value. But certainly when you make contributions and you observe contributions that are nestled in mischief and old talk, movelang, and it really and truly does not offer any substance, then of course one must not give oxygen, so to speak. In other words, such discourse must be asphyxiated, meaning that it must not be given oxygen. And so I would share Andy's view that we ought not to be too taken up with that kind of what I consider to be distraction, as opposed to the agenda that we have, which is, of course, to build Trinidad and Tobago from a place where we were disappointed. We are talking about $12 billion U.S. reserve, reduced to just about $5 billion by the time the 28th of April came, over almost a 10-year span. And the audacity and the temerity and the gall and the effrontery of the opposition now, who were in office and created that disaster, to, of course, try to absolve themselves by themselves and try to, of course, hoodwink the population by some kind of self-righteous indignation disposition, which has no place in terms of moving Trinidad and Tobago forward. Having said that, one of the issues that clearly is making the news today is the call by the present opposition leader, Penelope Beckles, as to the 20,000 jobs that was initiated and promised, and of course process was begun in order to, of course, look at the unemployment situation in the country, and claiming that only 1,000 thereabout would have been employed. As far as I'm concerned, 1,000 means that it is 1,000 less that the government has to deal with. So let me put it in that perspective. But at the same time, clearly, no reference would have been made as to the rollout and the fluctuation of time. Time is of essence. You cannot say you want 20,000 jobs to be filled today and expect it to be filled today because you have over 100,000 persons applying for those jobs. No, there are a number of factors, and I would have been at pains to tell my own people in our own database, for example, where we would have registered over 1,000 persons. I think Alexander came to open that, what I consider the employment center, but it's really a resource center where we look at capacity building across education, skills, technological and otherwise, and use the technology in order, of course, to try to abreast people into making sure that they are fit for purpose as far as the job market is concerned. All of that are taking place. But that will take time. And if I am doing that right there in East Port of Spain, the government has the awesome national responsibility to spearhead that initiative, having regard to what was inherited, having regard to our culture, having regard in the way that our economy has been shaped over the years, and it will take some time. And to say within 9 months, 10 months, 12 months, that all of that could be remedied and the adjustments could be made, I think it is not just disingenuous, I think it's dishonest for anybody at all, whether it's the opposition or otherwise, to think that that is an overnight panacea that could take place in the way that the opposition is attempting glibly to, of course, express. I have a serious problem with that kind of
Penny itself.
Non-pragmatic. Yeah, Penny herself. Non-pragmatic and irrational and clearly asinine disposition. It is simply it cannot happen. So the 20,000 jobs that she was referring to, people should be employed already. You know, I mean, it's not practical, and the PNM knows that. Their track record is one where they displace people. Petrotrin is the glaring example, and have not replaced those jobs with anything except, of course, to leave people at their own whim and fancy, and the escalation of crime and criminality and all kinds of other social issues, including the fragmenting of families, would have been as a consequence. So they have no moral authority, in other words, to talk. Just sit back and watch as how things should be managed and how we will move forward. What
about people who say at the end of the day they are the opposition and they have all the right to talk as opposition? Whether you say they have no...
And that is the point I am making, that people must see them for who they are. They are opposition and they're just talking and making mischief. That's the point I am making here by being so meticulous in terms of my analysis as to the position and the inability of the opposition to be a viable alternative to the present administration and the party that is in government.
Nice. Yeah. So that's why Trinidad and Tobago penny bashes coming out over government's failed recruitment drive. They say there's depression, deception. Imagine that. But we also see the Chinese celebrate 1 year. Well, New Year, in fact. The New Year. Wow. The Chinese celebrate New Year. Community wants greater national recognition. So the Chinese want greater recognition. What they want? Like we know it are the African arrival day, the Indian arrival day. What they want? The Chinese arrival day. Yeah, no, everybody. But that makes sure to put things in place in the Douglas arrival day. Isaac Douglas, that'll give me something too, you know. Everybody can get something. All we Douglas out there get something too. Where's say about that, Lennox Smith?
Well, yes, and they already have Chinatown as a permanent fixture. Charlotte Street has been converted to Chinatown. There is, of course, a symbol of the Chinese both at the egression and ingression points, lower and upper Charlotte Streets. And, of course, they have dominated that street in terms of business and commercial activities. So I think that has been. And
so I find that enough.
The last administration gave them a one and done day in recognition of their presence here over time.
Right. Yeah. So you're saying that enough for the Chinese? They don't enough for the because then the Syrians and the Lebanese go out there too.
Of course, and then of course Trinidad and Tobago already have the record for having the most holidays in 1 year.
Well, right. Yeah. Caller, pleasant good morning to you. Caller, where calling from, and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Andy, Lennox Smith, and
good morning,
Director, and to the Chairman, Mighty K. I think we should put honorable to his name. Good morning to you, Mighty K. And let me tell some of them.
Who is it? They Anderson Wilson?
Yes, call him from the beatum. And let me tell some of them, PNM who listening, good morning to as well. Like the Sharon Felix and Judah Davy. I was saying, Andy, that 10 years, that a fat, sweaty one we used to be by Iowa George, we used to make the couch by Iowa George smell dirty. Because he used to sleep on the couch when they deport him. Let's call him a pastor, let's call him Google. I don't know where you went to study to be a pastor. Right? We don't have all it to study. We are saying go strong, Mighty K. But I said in the 10 years, and that one they call Aruka and one they call Judah Davy, who used to say, don't eat the doubles. Even though I just get sick when I started eating the doubles and licking the paper. I'm asking Trinidad and Tobago, all ever see anybody licking a bacon shack paper? All ever see anybody eating a bacon shack and licking the paper? No, there's no sweet sauce in that. Yeah, and the garlic sauce, they make any seasonal water too bad. So international breakfast in the Caribbean, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, especially on a weekend, what children have scheduled worked out is our doubles. So we're moving on. We're moving on. You know how much youth in Laventille right now, Andy, who didn't get no job, who didn't get no employment, below the PNM, is proud to be working on that highway division through the initiative of Gillingham. You know how much youth are happy to be working who have never had a job in 10 years and more, never below the PNM, who have suffered below the PNM for 65 years and counting, tradition after tradition, generation after generation, and they are proud to be working with Kadisha Amin and her ministry. We are telling the Honorable Prime Minister that initiative which the government took to hire these youths, to remove them from CPEP and the forestries. And let me tell you something, the URP. Now, when they say 1 million people lost their jobs, or 20,000 people lost jobs, or 40,000 people lost jobs, all you don't forget, because we find used to beat us bad if you don't know your mathematics, and you can't spell, yeah, it's a galaxy in our house. That is a big part for that. And then you always have homework. Every day is homework. So we are including the course too. So no more longer this warrior princess with she cocky eye. Yeah, the cocky eye one who plays, she singing this 2 verse thing. Yeah, the cocky eye, hard face warrior. Yeah, you warrior princess with your hard face. No longer you could go on the promenade in Port of Spain. And when I bumped up my neighbor last year, and I said, what are you doing here, boy? He said, I'm going in the bank, why they get warrior princess 600. I had to keep one pay, and the next pay is warrior princess own. So the course is what hot in all your PNN. The youths are proud. I saw Nicholas Alexander going to work just now on the highway division. Proud young fella to say you work in government through the initiative of Miss Jillian John, the Honorable Jillian John. The Honorable Kadisha Amin had employed how much youth? And they're proud to say they're working in the little 3-month thing together with the corporation. Youths are proud. He said it's not proud now. And come next month the 1st, there are more to be hired. So Penny, I don't really disrespect ladies, you know. I can't call you no Miss Penny. Probably the first time I may be calling your name. You take your time. Take your time. But that cover sweat, that inner sweat they give you. Rowley had not seen fit to put African in place. He put a Chinese. And you coming out to talk to Kamala? You can talk to my Prime Minister. Or you can talk to Kamala. I'm not ready to come from my team. I'm going to have a thing called the pushback movement. One of the most powerful movements through the ground report that all will be met with. Or you all will be met with. So stay in all your lane. Stay in all your lane. And let the government do the job. The people have been suffering for so long. All they want to come now and steadfast and hurry up. No. We ain't going to be taking no bullying in class. We will be taking up bully a long time like what Chong used to do in school. And we ain't going to take it now. Not from all the PNM. All the take all the time. And I support that initiative. But I see how much you's going out to work. That no ghost now. You cocky eye warrior princess with your cocky eye. I'm not there against cocky eye people, but they are citizens. But you with your wacko hair, with your jog hair.
Thank you.
You take your time and let the UNC do the work. I will say so far, so good. And you're not gonna listening.
Thank you very much.
Any views or opinions expressed on the Ground Report are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies, or official position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
Yes, Kamala urged to use language of unity at CARICOM session. Oh boy. Let me see what that is about. Let me hear what that is about. Let me hear.
MLA urged to use language of unity at CARICOM session. N. Ference in St. Kitts tomorrow as a regional stateswoman, not as a combatant, and use the language of unity, says former Foreign Affairs Minister Surujratan Rambakan. Go to St. Kitts not to win an argument, but to strengthen the region. History remembers bridge builders, not headline fighters, Rambakan added yesterday, ahead of Prasad Bises's departure today to her first CARICOM conference. The PM, who entered office in April 2025, did not attend CARICOM's July 2025 conference. Government's team leaving at noon includes Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Sean Sobers, Nicholas Morris, Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Ministry Parliamentary Secretary and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, and CARICOM Ambassador Ralph Mirage. Prasad Bisesa will deliver remarks at the conference's opening ceremony tomorrow at the Marriott in Frigate Bay. Mirage didn't comment on TNT's plans, nor did Sobers reply to queries on the delegation's thrust, especially considering Prasad Bises's sharp remarks regarding CARICOM following recent US-Venezuela issues in the region. Prasad Bisesa didn't reply to emailed queries on what her opening remarks to CARICOM may involve, or if she would have talks with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, tipped to visit St. Kitts during the conference, on anything, including furthering TNT, regional security, or what message Rubio may bring leaders if he attends the meeting. Rambakan, who was minister from 2010-12 in Prasad Bises's previous government, said, the PM should balance diplomacy, regional leadership, and national interest. Since this involves sensitive regional politics within the Caribbean community, the tone must be statesmanlike, not defensive. She should remind that CARICOM is built on consensus, quiet diplomacy and mutual respect. Rambakan said he expected the PM to utilize the language of unity in her address, reaffirm TNT's role as an anchor economy and to use private bilateral meetings strategically, as CARICOM culture values behind-the-scenes resolution over public confrontation.
Suraj Rambachan, Maraj, but Kamala Prasad Bisesa is a diplomat. Kamala Prasad Bisesa to use... I understand. I'm trying to understand who in her ex-government or who advising her how to proper diplomacy and unity language, and want to know in advance what type of what would be her speech. I understand.
Listen, the Prime Minister has evolved. And I'm using the word very, very, very specifically, evolved into a superb and superlative stateswoman. And I want to use the gender because among men and her peers and women and indeed the general population. And she has demonstrated that in just about 9 months. How she dealt with the Americans and CARICOM and all of the other stakeholders in close proximity and outside regionally and hemispherically, and a part of the network of geopolitics. And therefore, nobody has to tell. Take, for instance, you will see something in today's papers as well that looked at the whole question of Cuba and the Americans, of course, approach. And listen to what her response was. why it is that you are concerned about the Americans' attitude to Cuba. And I'm paraphrasing here, because if you are living in Cuba, you will understand why there is a need for transformation and reform. I'm paraphrasing. And I agree. Because if you go to Cuba today as a resident, just as how the same people who were talking about this zone of peace and, of course, sovereignty, the sovereignty of Venezuela, if they were living in Venezuela, they would have had a different approach to that, what I consider to be abstract position. That is mere being a good friend, as opposed to the reality and the pragmatic realities of the people. And if things can be better, then one expects that those who are external and who are not affected directly must be in concert, must understand that, and therefore do what is required in order to free the people of Venezuela, and of course in the other case in Cuba as well, because people are really catching their tails in Cuba across the board, and therefore when she makes these pragmatic statements, people feel offended. But it is more, to me, ingratiating is more sympathy without the responsibility of understanding the realities of the people in these territories, and therefore there is something more that can be done. And if something more can be done and is being done, then that is the direction in which you should be going. I simply say that to say that that is my interpretation of how the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is looking at the realities and the contemporary situations in the region, and of course in these specific countries.
Nice. So in other words, Trinidad and Tobago, for those who may not be understand what and why is the people concerned about the Cuba issue is no different to what going on in Venezuela, right? America again, that we have no power over to tell ER or boo, right? I know we have to go for the break there now, right? We have no power to ER or boo America. Decide to have a blockade of Cuba when it comes to the gas and all them things there. So Cuba technically is being put in a coma by America. And anybody assists them with anything, like gas or anything, they will get heavy tariffs. The last person that I see thing like Abajan, but I ain't seen nothing reach yet, was Russia. Russia said that they will get them fuel for humanitarian purposes, but that fuel ain't reach yet. And again, just like how we had no say with Venezuela, the godly lady is smart enough to be a good enough diplomat to make good of whatever is the circumstances that surrounds all of us as CARICOM nations for the betterment of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. At least we see Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Kamala Pasaldi sister make use of whatever complicated situation that she have no control over. I feel the rest of CARICOM only follow suit now, boy. Unless, all right, here it is. Go on and invade America. Go on and invade them. Go on and invade them and tell them, hey, leave Cuba alone. If all they can do that, just shut up, because we can't do nothing about it.
And Venezuela is benefiting today from that. More people are traveling back to Venezuela. The economy has been opened up. There is greater investment, and we can go on. And the region is going to benefit from that, because once Trinidad and Tobago can get its gas and oil industry back on even keel, it means therefore CARICOM will eventually benefit. So to look into a nostalgic mirror and talk about Petro-Caribe and all of that no longer exists. And it's the same thing, the same kind of application must be, of course, accredited to the attitude towards Cuba at this time.
Nice.
Yeah.
We go for the break?
We go for a break? Yeah. We go for a break, and of course,
Your
when we come back,
news,
most.
anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most, on air and online. More ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
After Carnival, TNT, the show you all been waiting for. Laugh till your belly busts. In partnership with Talk City 91.1 FM and TTT Limited, 28th of February at Napa, Port of Spain. Showtime, 8 p.m. sharp. Come see the funniest guys on the planet and the man who took social media by storm, Victor St. Louis, a.k.a. Pelf.
Yeah, nah, things so hard right now in Trinidad. You know, a store in town, no fire, 2 mannequin.
All his funny friends. Kenneth Sipasa, the greatest story time teller ever. Shaquille, Louis Spider-Man Antoine, Andrew Friday, The Saint.
Me know first it's so expensive. I went and priced a plate there. You know, they're telling me $10,000 for a plate. I say, only I know sauces.
And Paniska is back.
Stop it, honey. Don't bring out the dog in me, you know. I better scrape you.
Get those tickets now. Ronnie and Caro, Mascot, Maraval Road, Port of Spain, Bruce Bar, St. Augustine, and IslandEtickets.com. For ticket hotlines, call 278-5892, 316-0814, 382-9986. Laugh till your belly busts.
Every morning begins with a story. The headlines you need. The voices you trust. The conversations shaping our nation. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today, where your day starts informed and inspired. News that matters to you. Conversations that spark new ideas. Stories that move Trinidad and Tobago forward. Tune in weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. or join the conversation on any smart device at TNT Today Show. Trinidad and Tobago Today. Start here, exclusively on TTT.
All you ever notice how water is part of everything we do? From singing in the shower, to washing the car, to cooling off after a long day. Here's a friendly reminder from WASA. Before you move, before you relax, before you enjoy the day, pay your WASA bill. It's easy to do. Pay online anytime at wasa.gov.tt. Visit a WASA customer service center. Use the self-service kiosk or pay at authorized partners like Western Union and commercial banks. Water is life, and we're evolving to serve you. Join the evolution. Pay your bill. This message is brought to you by the Water and Sewerage Authority.
From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues and the stories that matter most to you, this is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
This is Destra, and right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, we are back. Time check. It's at 37 minutes past your 7 o'clock, and you're listening to the Ground Report. Right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Teen dies after fall from a building. Investigation continues into an incident in which a St. James teenager reportedly jumped off a fourth floor balcony and later died at hospital. The teen's 47-year-old mother told the police the boy had been suffering with a high fever on Saturday. She reported that around 8 p.m., he ran out of their 6th floor apartment. Let's hear.
M building investigations are continuing into an incident in which a St. James teenager reportedly jumped off a 5th floor balcony and later died at hospital. The teen's 47-year-old mother told police the boy had been suffering with a high fever on Saturday. She reported that around 8 p.m., he ran out of their 6th floor apartment at Vierfort, St. James, and headed down to the 5th floor, from where he climbed over a security railing and jumped. The distraught woman contacted the emergency health services, who took him to the Mount Hope Children's Hospital, where he was treated and warded with a broken leg and other injuries. However, the teenager passed away around 3 a.m. yesterday. The man who was killed along the food strip near the Grand Bazaar Mall in Valsaine during the early hours yesterday has been identified as Curtis Bird Pierre. Pierre, of Gopal Avenue, Diego Martin, was said to have gone to purchase a pizza after leaving the last Jam Carnival fete at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, Makirapo, when he was ambushed by 2 gunmen. The victim had reportedly just collected the pizza from an attendant at Nafa Pizza, at the corner of Ramnarine Drive and Bamboo Boulevard, and was in the process of dressing it when gunmen opened fire on him around 1:05 a.m. yesterday. He ran across the road in a bid to escape but fell, following which the gunman stood over him and continued shooting him about the face and upper body. Several of Pierre's teeth, his gold watch and an empty mustard bottle were seen in a pool of coagulated blood yesterday, while bullet holes were observed in the street sign and several parts of the paved road were gouged out, supposedly from the impact of the bullets. Reports indicate that Pierre, who had been in the country to celebrate Carnival, had parked his white Hilux south along the road and proceeded to order his food. It was alleged that a grey AD wagon pulled alongside his truck and stopped, facing in a northerly direction. 2 masked men, one armed with a rifle and another with a pistol, reportedly exited the car and walked up to Pierre, whose back was turned, and began firing at him. They then followed him as he tried to run and continued shooting before getting back into their waiting car, which sped off. As nearby patrons alerted police and stood looking on, 2 unknown men walked up to Pierre's truck, following which one got in and drove off with it. People close to Pierre yesterday confirmed he had been living abroad, but admitted he was known to the police. Residents living close to where the shooting occurred declined to speak with reporters but indicated they were terrified over the incident, noting the area is usually very busy with people buying food from the several businesses on the stretch.
Oh boy! So Lennox Smith, well, we already had talked about that incident there, but we also had to talk about, so just so a boy that living on the 6th floor, he just get a fever, he run downstairs, go on the 4th floor balcony and jump off. Went to hospital, break his foot, and then succumbed to his injuries. And it's a teenage boy, but they didn't say what age, but he had a fever, ting, boom, boom, in plannings. Again, I don't know, but I think the parents should check to see if any narcotics was involved, because these days, I telling you, a lot of them young boy and them just they smoking the weed and they're going mad in no partner. They tripping off. The weed tripping them off.
That is a reality. That is a reality. That is a consideration. That as an abundance of caution measure. But I want to say as well, I was up over the weekend as well. Dada, Dada, right? His stepson, was admitted to hospital as well, the Children's Hospital. He attends CIC, and what the diagnosis was, is very troubling. And I don't think that it had anything to do with drugs. So I'm just saying that there may be something going around. My own son, came down with a fever as well. So it could be a number of things. So I just don't want to say drugs per se. you know.
All right.
Go
There could
ahead.
be a number of things you're saying, right? All right.
Something
Does it have a
that
research
maybe
that a
some
high...
bug.
All right, but does it have any research? Well, the only other thing I could see is if it's hobby or some kind of thing, because what research you know about a normal average person home, have a fever, and just will run down from one floor, go to 2 floors under, and just jump. Just so. What reasons?
Yeah, well, normally is under some kind of psychotropic chemical. Let's put it that way. Usually that you associate that kind of behavior with those kinds of items. But at the same time,
there is a possibility that a fever can make you
yeah,
delirious.
this is what I'm saying. So that's why I'm not ruling out.
I've witnessed that
yeah.
in the past.
Oh, you witnessed that, right?
All right, well, thanks, Director Snipes. So one possibility could be narcotics or drugs in whatever way. Next, it could be a high fever. And what, the third one is what? Because
and make him delirious, yeah.
Right, all right. And the third one is what? Like Obia? Because it's only two.
You don't want to rule out, let me put it this way, you don't want to rule out anything, but of course, a pragmatist like you and myself, you know, will not see that as the first order of the day, so to speak.
Okay then. All of the lines are open at Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, time check. It's 44 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. But I agree with Snipes, because I believe it's just two things. Because that's a mental thing. Either high fever that can put you in a situation like that, or drugs. Right? Obia, I don't believe
I mentioned the experience over the weekend because it might be something that children are being afflicted with. So I'm just saying to parents or guardians with teenagers, when they are in that state, meaning that they're not feeling well, they high fever, etc. Please, now that you know that you have to wet your own home, because of course your neighbor's home is on fire.
All right, well, I'm gonna take some correction, because RJ Alonzo Elgo Paul is saying, Andy, don't blame the weed alone. There is a virus going around. I got it, and I almost killed myself too. So it has something. Yeah, he almost killed himself.
Yeah. So it's something in the more than the pestle. So we have to look at all avenues and all variables. Yeah.
Lucky Lal is saying to Andy, it could be depression and anxiety and stress could cause an issue with that child. So look, we're getting other things there. Diane, that's on social media. People are commenting. Just good. I will tell you, we have a lot of bright people. Diane is saying too, the virus is a variety of COVID-19. Also, maybe get some kind of thing like the COVID and just strip off in a kind of way they too. Remember, COVID was making people see all kind of thing. You can't taste, you can't smell.
Yeah. So I noticed nobody in talking about
we have some
Obia.
calls on the side.
We have a call. Good morning. Welcome to the Ground Report.
Good morning to the presenter, Mr. Lennox Smith, and the other guy there.
Yes,
Andy
Williams. Yes.
I'd like to say to you, in 1977, I had an experience in my arrow, because I listened to the Ground Report. I hear you all talking about Asukunya.
Yeah, Sukunya.
But I want to tell you guys.
You don't believe in, I don't believe in that, but you see it?
That is real like elect. Because one time in 1977, as I said, I was working on the Amoko installation, and we came to St. Anne's Road one afternoon in the beach house that we were staying, and we were relaxing in the gallery because we were welding all day, so I was cooling out to go and bathe. And when I watched through the coconut trees, I saw a big ball of fire like a football flying. Mister, I loaded my clothes, threw it in my car, and head down to San Fernando. And from that time to now, I've never slept in my arrow again.
All right, let me ask you something, caller. So, because I don't believe in Sukinya, Lajabes, Dwen, and them kind of bacchanal, and I honestly don't believe in them thing. So you are saying you see a sukunya.
If you never experience it, you would never believe. But I experienced it. I saw it with my own two eyes.
So you get chance to suck here because I know women, when they get sucked on it, all thing looking like he they just blame sukunya. But I always believe it's not sukunya. I believe it's some man do them that. So I just ask him.
No, it's true as daylight. I tell you that.
All right, so some women get blamed.
Like to, present myself, cook myself, Ricky.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Claxton Bay.
Mr. Claxton Bay.
You understand?
All right. Well, Mr. Claxton Bay, I will have to really and truly apologize to some of the women that say their husband get away with them and they get divorced because Sukunya suck them. So I used to be saying, where the line for is some man maybe suck them and they blaming us Sukunya.
True like daylight. It's true as
so
daylight.
It's true.
You believe.
All right.
You believe me.
All right. So some of your husbands are going to make up with all your wives. It's really Sukunya. The man see it. It's really Sukunya suck them. It was no man, right? So they go make all the calls, right? And write all their ex-wives. Let them know they apologize that they was talking the truth.
We have another call.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yes,
go
ahead, caller.
Oh boy, oh
Oh
boy.
boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Morning, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Morning.
Like you one.
Morning, Lennox, boy.
Morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, oh boy, oh boy, at 12, man.
Yeah, but you hear me? You never say no boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh yes, man, I know you, boy. Right there, blessed up, yeah. And yeah, boy, I should have done that porch, boy.
Yes.
And I read ball of fire about 6:30 to 7 somewhere there, boy, passed in the main road. I near me, I wrote to her talking about it. So the fellow we called the yellow line at all. Bless all you, boy.
Wow.
Boy.
So,
How did we get here?
I don't know,
because Andy said it could be that some Ubia, and of course that attracted some people's memory.
I don't want us to be sidetracked from the fact that around every carnival time we seem to have some variant of the flu that has an effect on more than half the population. You know, when we have people coming into the country, and now here we're getting a story about a young man who had a high fever that made him so delirious that he jumped off of a building. I don't want us to miss that because we have a lot of children getting ready for SEA, and with this flu in the air, we have to be very, very careful.
I agree.
So I don't want the people to be sidetracked into dealing with. We'll have on Friday. We could probably deal with some of your sightings.
Yeah.
But let's stay on track.
I agree.
But you can't blame them because I mean Andy introduced it into the conversation.
I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming us.
Yeah. But I'm saying that Andy introduced it into the conversation.
No, because I don't believe that
he doesn't believe. So it was more. It was more a sort of, let's say, a ludicrous position. But of course, here it is. People called in and said that they in fact experienced that, and therefore that puts another spin onto the discussion. But
so let's guide the flock back to the issues.
So you all don't forget that, as they say, as Snipe said, after the carnival, it have a lot of fuel. Sickness.
Flu. Bugs, microbes.
It have flu within the area or in the skies or if it go. And remember, your kids could get that type of thing. But again, I still don't believe that it have that jumping off a building and thing and boom. It just hard to believe. Dresso, with the exception of a high fever in your head or something, that somebody will just do that dress. So I honestly believe it could have some attachment to drugs based on my experiences out here these days. Being a man always out there, getting calls, going and check parents, going in the various communities, and most of the young people that I have confrontations with their parents, and they are underage, is weed. The smoking weed and the tripping them off and the doing stupidness, they bathing.
That's right.
And all kind of bacchanal thing. So I don't want we to not take out that element of a child doing something like that and just have it as just a fever. Because that is in the minority. Somebody getting sick or getting a flu and just going to jump off a building, that is
We
in the
have a call.
minority.
We have a call. Good morning. Welcome to the Ground Report.
Hello, me again. I want to contribute to what you all are talking about there now, about this flu. My 15-year-old grandson was out Monday and Tuesday playing mass and stuff like that. And since after that, he can't catch himself up to last night with very high fever and a terrible virus. He can't even go to school today. He goes to Capichema High.
Okay.
But did he appear?
Very dangerous.
Did he appear suicidal? Did he appear that he may want to jump off a building or something?
No. That part of it wasn't imminent in his dilemma. But he's just not able to go to school today. And maybe 2 or 3 days of this week. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
So of course that reinforces our caution to parents and guardians. So please take a good look at your kids, please. Because of that development.
And my issue to all of that parents, please don't let me watch a simple flu or a thing. Yes, it's possible, but that is in it minority. Something like that will happen, where a child will want to do something like that. The majority of children that will think about doing something like that, I pointed to all of the amount of people I interview and parents and that wee thing. And what? I think they call it something this pop. Molly. Some pop thing Molly. A kind of thing that tripping people off. That in the majority. Sending them children mad to do mad things. Real mad things. Wanting to kill themselves and all them kind of stupidness. Including threatening to kill people too. Yep. So be aware of your kids. You see them acting weird. Don't only look at a fever, yeah? Because sometimes behind your back, you all don't know what a child is doing. Look at the other realities of peer pressure and your kids. So you can catch it before it gets out of hand.
Yeah. We have another call. Sorry about that. We lost that one. Yes, indeed. Good advice, Andy. Good advice. And of course, we can only do what we are doing here. I mean that bring it to people's consciousness, and therefore we expect out of an abundance of caution that you take the appropriate action when you observe certain behavioral patterns.
Exactly. You know, and Andy has a great point, because we have a lot of people on the outside that as soon as you say anything about marijuana, they jump up to talk about herb, and it's not a drug, and it is addictive. It's something that could be seen as a gateway drug as well, and a lot of young people. Let me tell you something. About 80% of our young people in this country are using.
Yeah, because it has been legalized.
Well, it hasn't been legalized. It has been decriminalized. You can still be charged.
Well, once you can use it, I consider it legal. And the police can hold you. It's legal.
Yeah, because
but it was decriminalized is the technical term. But certainly I use legal to emphasize that there is a role and responsibility of the parents to, of course, engage in observing and to engage in a policy program of desisting that insisting that these youths do not engage, because it simply has negative effects.
Not only
negative effects, some of which are yet to be, let's say, found out by medical and scientific observation and or research.
Nice, and not only that.
Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
As Nice mentioned there too about most people will jump up to say about marijuana is a herb and it's good and it's a medicine and all them things. The marijuana, which is cannabis that scientists will extract, I forget the name of what you call it, it's different to that weed they're smoking there, you know. That weed they're smoking there is madness there, die nothing, die no herb, die
chemical infused.
Chemical and what kind of bacchanal. That different thing. So only be careful out there. Marijuana we only buying on the block there, die no herb. Well, it's
that one will come from Colombia.
We have our final break going up to the news.
Yes. So we go for the break and news subsequently. And when we come back, more on this edition of the Ground Report.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens. Because your world can't wait. Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Touch yourself. Vibes get done, data get done, minutes get done, speed get done. Digital is the real number one. Switch and done, hurry up and come cause. While you're waiting, everybody online speeding. Full bars to the top, yeah we leading. Digital have it luck and you need to switch. Now is the right time to come in or sign up online. Digital is one of a kind. Make up your mind and make the switch today. For 30 days you don't even have to pay. Keep the same phone number, don't worry, we've got you. With Digicel, the vibes got on no way. But you have to switch today.
Switch to the bigger, better network. Digicel, better together.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most. On air and online. More ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
After Carnival, TNT, the show you all been waiting for. Laugh till your belly bust. In partnership with Talk City 91.1 FM and TTT Limited, 28th of February at Napa, Port of Spain. Showtime, 8 p.m. sharp. Come see the funniest guys on the planet and the man who took social media by storm, Victor St. Louis, a.k.a. Pelp.
Yeah, nah, things so hard right now in Trinidad. You know, I store it down.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Trinidad and Tobago could soon be looking to India for support in revitalizing key parts of its energy sector. A newly formed business federation says Indian state energy companies may have a role to play in restarting the Guaracara refinery and participating in future upstream projects. Speaking on the TNT Today morning show, Dr. Valmiki Arjun said India's growing demand for energy and its experience managing international oil and gas assets make it a natural strategic partner. He pointed specifically to the refinery restart, noting that Indian firms already operate across multiple jurisdictions.
We've already committed to restarting the Guaracara refinery. And there is a natural role for the Indian state energy companies here. So, for example, companies like in the Indian Oil Company, ONGC Videsh, they have refinery management experience that they can utilize, or we can utilize, to partner with local entities here to get the refinery kick-started again, because they can bring in the capital, the operational expertise, etc., the technical expertise to get it restarted and operational for some time. And very importantly, quite critically, they have the appetite for international energy investments. I mean,
beyond refining, he also suggested that inviting Indian companies into Trinidad and Tobago's upstream bid rounds could increase competition and capital flows, particularly as the country works to reverse declining gas production.
Beyond the refinery, I think it would be quite beneficial for us if Indian companies show up and are invited to participate in our upstream bid rounds, because the more competitive our bid rounds are for our blocks, especially the deep water blocks, then it could possibly mean better fiscal terms for the state when we have to design it, because it's more competitive, and also more critically, more capital flowing into the country, or available to the country's energy sector, to help reverse our declining gas production at a faster level.
India is currently one of the world's largest energy importers. The Federation argues that deeper commercial ties could create a mutually beneficial arrangement, strengthening Trinidad and Tobago's production capacity while helping India secure long-term supply. In other news, Trinidad and Tobago is open for business. This country is already seeing the benefits of partnerships and relationships with India. Speaking at the launch of the Trinidad and Tobago India Business Federation, Minister of Trade, Investment and Tourism Satyakama Maharaj says boundaries for success are limitless. He says the TTIBF comes at a time of shifting global markets, making competitiveness important, and positions the two countries as a corridor for success. He challenges the Federation to treat time as money and unlock the potential. The Prison Officers Association has met with the Chief Personnel Officer in what both sides have described as a cordial and constructive engagement, addressing several outstanding matters affecting prison officers. Among the key issues discussed was the long-awaited job evaluation exercise. The CPO indicated that the exercise is expected to begin before the end of fiscal 2026, and the association said it will continue to monitor the process to ensure fairness and transparency. On salary negotiations, the existing 5% offer remains under consideration, and the association confirmed it will submit a counter-proposal as discussions continue. Progress was also reported on the issue of officers acting for 1 year prior to retirement to qualify for higher retirement benefits. Additional topics included a proposal for 10 days of annual stress leave, separate from other forms of leave, and the inclusion of public holidays in vacation leave calculations for main shift officers. Several of these matters will require further consultation with the Commissioner of Prisons, the Board of Inland Revenue, and the Ministry of Finance. The association says it remains committed to ongoing dialogue as discussions continue. In sport now, the West Indies women surrendered the 3-match one-day international series versus Sri Lanka after losing the second game in succession at the National Cricket Stadium in St. George's, Grenada on Sunday. Windies captain Hayley Matthews won the toss and elected to field first. Sri Lanka then went on to score 208 all out in 47.1 overs, with spinner Karishma Ramarak being the pick of the bowlers, taking 3 wickets at the cost of 26 runs in 9.1 overs. Vishmi Gutnaratne top scored for the visitors with 58. Despite losing wickets at crucial stages, the home team was in the hunt, but top scorer Janila Glasgow with 50 was left with too much to do with the help of tail-enders Afi Fletcher and Ramarak. Fletcher fell for 20 in the 47th over, while Glasgow was last out in the 48th. Ramarak was not out on 1 as West Indies women could only manage 194, a loss by 14 runs, to give Sri Lanka women an unassailable 2-0 series lead. The final ODI is on Wednesday at the same venue. And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From all of us here, have a great day.
That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Prime Minister the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa SC has welcomed Trinidad and Tobago's removal from the European Union's list of non-cooperative jurisdictions for tax purposes, describing it as a major step forward for the country. In a statement issued recently, the Prime Minister confirmed that Trinidad and Tobago was officially removed from the EU tax list on February 17, 2026. Prime Minister Prasad Bisesa said the delisting is the result of work undertaken by her administration since assuming office in April 2025. The Prime Minister said blacklisting had constrained investment, limited opportunity, and weakened confidence in the country's financial system. However, she noted that in less than a year, the government strengthened laws, enhanced transparency, and put Trinidad and Tobago back on the right track. According to the Prime Minister, removal from the list signals to the international community that the country has met its commitments and reclaimed its standing on the global stage. The Prime Minister said Trinidad and Tobago is open for business, compliant, and ready for sustainable growth.
This was a production of the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
This is Destra, and right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back. Time check. It's about 7 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. 7 past 8. And you're listening to the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Lennox Smith, I didn't know that well wishes continue to pour in following the announcement by former Chutney Soca monarch Kenneth Salik of his poor health as he battled kidney failure. Wow.
Yes. A very, very unfortunate scenario. Of course, he did make some announcements to that effect. And of course, those who would have revered him and his presentation, I think one that was very, very popular, I think in the 2009, I believe, when he won the Chutney Monarch competition. But that is how life is. That is the vicissitude of life. You sometimes get it one way, and when you do expect it another way, it comes that way. And you have to just roll with the punches, so to speak. So we say a speedy recovery, hopefully, of course, and that has emasculated his ability to be on stage. So he has apologized. I think that was a good thing.
Yeah, but kidney failure, meaning all two, and it have options such as getting a donor kidney, and besides that, and by the meanwhile, that is where the dialysis is coming, right? Kidney is coming.
Yeah. So it appears that he is engaged there, but of course that does not bring back the energy levels that you would normally require for performances and so on. And as you talk about kidneys, yes, we have a very dynamic organ donating system in Trinidad. I witnessed that some time ago. Not that I wanted one, but I had cause to advocate and to supervise somebody who came to me, and we went through the process, but the donor was kidney could not be used because he was using drugs.
Okay, but let me ask something. Well, let me ask something again. Almighty God gave every human being 2 kidneys. I want to believe in case one gone bad, it had the next one or so back up or if it go. Is it, let me say, healthy for a healthy human being, let me say, not using drugs and all them things, to give one of the kidney and be able to live a normal life with one kidney remain and no backup?
Yeah, that is what the research says, yes, that you can give one and you will be able to function normal without any much difficulty. So, yeah.
All right, so indeed, but your eating habits or anything do have to change, knowing that it's just one you have now and you have no backup?
Well, I suppose
to make sure that
you will be told, of course, the medical authorities will tell you what has to be done in such a circumstance. But from what I know so far, it doesn't inhibits you from, of course, exercising tough, and it would not have any impact on clearing of the waste that the kidney is responsible for, and of course the production of adrenaline, where that is on top of that that gland. There is what's called the adrenaline gland, where of course it seeks directly into the bloodstream that particular chemical that causes you, if you're frightened, and a cow chasing you, or a dog chasing you, you are able to scale a fence with ease.
Nice.
Because it provides that kind of extra zest, extra energy and flexibility as far as impacts the muscles, so that you do things that you normally would not do. The adrenaline gland. Yeah.
Oh, nice, adrenaline gland. Oh, so that the man will make man feel like man.
Yeah, I say no more. Once you're excited, yes.
All right, here it is. And I want me to get on into this because you have your knowledge too of legal matters. And I say in all of this, I want to get into this to Trinidad and Tobago based on crime and criminal activities, and the failed judiciary that we have, the failed prosecution system and all that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. Man freed of murder, charges for a second time. But I want you all to listen to the story. Yeah, I want you all to listen to the story, okay?
Read of murder charges for second time. Meant again, due to prosecutorial delays before being rearrested and recharged last year, has been freed again. Kyan, 6, Nicholas, of Simon Road, Karapo, was set free last week after High Court Judge Nalini Singh granted a stay of the indictment against him due to issues with the evidence which allegedly linked him to the crime. In early 2022, Nicholas was charged with murdering Richie Richard Ragu, Emmanuel Niran Philip and the attempted murder of Zachary Chazair. He was also slapped with firearm and ammunition possession charges. The men were shot at during an incident at Jock and Trace, Karapo, on October 25, 2021. Chazair attempted to run away but was shot. He pretended to be dead but was shot a second time in his foot by the gunman when the gunman, was running away. Ragu and Philip, who was Chazair's uncle, succumbed to their injuries. Chazair survived and became the state's main witness against Nicholas. In May, last year, Nicholas was discharged by High Court Master Whitney Franklin after prosecutors failed to meet a deadline for filing the evidence against him, including the sworn statement from Chazair. Nicholas was released from remand at the Maximum Security Prison, MSP, in Aruca, but hours later, he was rearrested and slapped with the same set of charges. He was committed to stand trial by another master and the case was assigned for case management before Justice Singh. Justice Singh agreed to grant the stay based on an application from Nicholas' lawyer Roshan Tota Maharaj. In assessing the application, Justice Singh considered the reliability of Chazair's evidence. Justice Singh noted that when he was first interviewed by police officers while receiving treatment at hospital, he gave a description of the man responsible for the shooting, whom he claimed he did not know. She noted that 2 months later, he provided another statement in which he identified Nicholas as the shooter. Chazair claimed that he withheld the information as he was heavily medicated and fearful of possible retaliation against his family. He claimed that he saw Nicholas previously in the community but only learned his name after he saw a Facebook post while recovering from his injuries. Justice Singh ruled that Chazair's evidence was poor and Nicholas should not face a trial based on it. There being no independent supporting evidence capable of buttressing its correctness, allowing this evidence to go before a jury, even with the strongest directions, would risk a conviction founded on identification evidence that is too fragile to sustain proof beyond a reasonable doubt without support, she said. Justice Singh noted that the intervention before trial was a rare occurrence, as the jury is ordinarily required to assess the evidence and determine guilt or innocence. This intervention arises only because the sole evidence linking the accused to the offense is identification evidence whose deficiencies are apparent on the committal material itself and are incapable of being cured by further evidence, Justice Singh said. It is the singularity and patent fragility of the identification that render this case exceptional, she added. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, was represented by Shervin Noriega, Cassie Bisram and Afesha Williams. Man freed of murder charges for second time.
Yes. Lennox Smith. Those type of things where people lack to bring the proper evidence, one say one thing, next thing, the DPP office not functioning too good. And what says though with that whole situation there? And then they're saying to identification, that the failed to really actually identify.
Yes. The identification evidence was poor. But I want to say first and foremost, when you are faced with a murder matter, that is a very serious one. It means that your life is on hold and could be lost. That is the ultimate, and therefore, one human being to the next, you cannot judge that slightly. And I remember during the course of looking at my second, I think, semester in law school, when they were asked what is meant by beyond the shadow of a doubt in a criminal matter. And I think the analogy, and I will ask you, I'll pose it to you as well. Cyanide is one of the most potent poison that anybody could take. One hairpin could kill about 6 persons almost instantly, if not more. Well, if you were to take one of those, disguise it, that chemical, disguise it in a tablet and put 100 more tablets inside of a vial, and you shake it up, and you ask someone to take out one and swallow it immediately, would you do it?
Nah.
Right. Well, that is the extent to which Beyond the Shadow of a Doubt is. And so, of course, the judge was only acting in that vein. And so, of course, since the evidence was unreliable to that extent, where you will not feel confident enough to take even one in 100 chances, it means that therefore that person must be set free. Of course, it is also said in the criminal justice system that it's better 1,000 guilty persons go free than you send to the gallows one person that is innocent.
Wow.
So that is the nature of it, yeah.
Yeah, well, we also see in Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. In Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. We're going to take your voice notes. We're going to take your calls. What's on your front burner? We are also seeing here that as safety of Trinidadians detained in Suriname refugees camps worsen, bring them home, family urges. Do we have any system, let me say, because we're not a powerful country, but we're part of the Commonwealth, to really and truly get our people home from Suriname that is in those refugee camps? Or what taking that?
Referring to Syria. Syria, you're referring to?
Yeah. Syria, sorry, Syria.
Not Suriname. Suriname is right next door.
Yeah, Syria. Sorry about that, Syria.
Yeah, no problem. Well, yes, we have our embassies, we have our diplomatic missions, we have, of course, the United Nations, and a number of other elements that can be deployed and used by the administration in order to get our people home. The problem here, really, I see it from day one, is whether or not these, let's say, refugees with Trinidad connection, whether or not they can readjust, having been in that scenario, when they come back, if they will give more trouble than we expect. And so, of course, I think that is what is the humbug here. I don't think the question of getting them home, we have our own airlines, for example. We can, of course, make some arrangements to get them back home. Since, of course, under the Rowley administration, the problem is that whether or not they can adapt and adjust to the society called Trinidad and Tobago, or would we, of course, invite a situation where you have more terrorism and all that kind of thing taking place. So we have a caller. Let's go to the line. Pleasant good morning.
Go ahead.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox.
Good morning.
This is Handsome here, right?
Go ahead, Handsome.
Concerning the donor for the kidney.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a relative who had a defective kidney, and she had removed it, and she lived normal for at least more than 30 years. So yes, they could live normal with one kidney.
Yes. Thank you very much for confirming it.
Yeah, but before I go, you said she lived for more than 30 years. But around what age she died? You gone? Oh, I wanted to know around what age.
I don't think it's the same thing for men though.
But from what I've read is that you can live a normal life. So
no, because I was always thinking about, in case in the future, because I always study with this, because I know people that have to go through dialysis and both kidneys not functioning and all them various things, and and I had 2 good kidney, so I always wonder, if let me say one of my kids them reach a stage where they need a kidney, or my mother or some family member, if I'll be comfortable to give them one of mine, and and I just things go flip through my head, like, boy, next time you see you get one, and then the one where you keep back malfunction. And, because I believe in backups, just like our car have a spare tire. Boy, Lennox, you laughing. So that I'm in between wanting to donate a kidney or not now. So I'm just looking for, make sure comfortableness in doing that continue and not regrets if such thing is happening.
Yeah, I hear you. I haven't got to the fragility of life, yes.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Well, I Googled it, and it says here, yes, most people can live a normal and active life after donating a kidney with a minimal long-term health risk. Right, so I suppose that is what the literature is saying. It's up to you, of course, at the end of the day.
But can you tell me what the literature is saying based on the donor now, the person who donate one of the kidney, he or she kidney, what is the percentages of the of that one kidney really going out for the 100 years and 90 years old and thing?
Well, I'm seeing here there's five areas that they have elaborated on this particular issue, and I want to take the one that says number 2, that says health risk, and it says the risk of developing serious health issues after donation is very low.
It's low.
Less than 1% of kidney donors experience kidney failure later in life.
Very
So I
good.
think that speaks for itself.
Right. So if you are 2, you could donate 1. If I are 2, I could donate 1. Snipes, you have 2 kidney there still?
Yes, I suppose so.
And based on the situation, are you willing to donate 1?
If really necessary, I may think about it.
Oh, you might think about it.
Of course, the doctors will, of course, caution you. I saw my experience when I tried to assist somebody with that problem. There was some psychologists and so on, and some social welfare persons who would give the pros and cons and have people psychologically ready to either receive or donate or be without one.
It's a really big decision.
It's a big
Really
decision.
big decision. It's
Yeah,
not like
so they don't take it
it's not like going to give
lightly.
blood. Yeah.
And in fact, one of the questions is make sure you didn't get paid for it.
Yeah.
don't donate because of some financial issue that you may have.
Do you gentlemen donate blood? Do you?
Yes, I do. But these days they stop that.
I don't like to see blood and thing, boy.
You used to go to the blood bank and donate blood every so often because if you get ill, you want to have I think they
or a family member.
Yeah, they have stopped that.
All right, hold 1 minute, Ole. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Morning, Andy.
Hey, good morning to you, Malcolm
Lennox.
X.
And morning to the
Snipes.
Spikes or spy always.
Yeah, Director Snipes. Snipes as in a sniper.
Yeah, then you start to take a time to, but I want to stay long because he might cut me off just now.
Yeah,
Andy,
don't take too long.
I want to stay on the Gong report.
Yes.
I want to stay on the purpose I support the Gong report for, because we was on country and I am country. So here my contribution this morning. I want we to burn the book about PNM. I don't want to hear nothing which we know the destruction what the past government did to this country. They destroy everything besides themselves and their family and their own personal interest. Here what I want to see now, where I could protest with the Gong report for. I want to see our agriculture play a kind of important part under this government, because the whole of Africa and plenty countries now, Barbados all about, looking about feeding themselves. And if we check it out, because Lennox is a reader, Lennox is a bright fella, he will know. The import bill or the export bill we have to pay for food export is the ridiculous. And half of the food we exporting is the food that then we stick. Just as the kidney problem and the heart problem and the pressure problem.
But importing,
right?
It's import. The food
the
we import.
When we need them big thing, thanks for the correction, but all you have to help me because
no problem.
go to that part of the class here.
Yeah, no problem.
But what I am saying, the food that we grow in here, we have to pay emphasis on that. We have to put that as the top priority. and develop, get the youths on them, like what they're doing, to be part of agriculture and stop these people that have agriculture land selling it for big business and actually spoiling all the proper agriculture land. We could start to feed ourselves and save. That is a part I want me to save on. Another thing I want me to save on, just as how vehicles with defect and different ticket given out, if we could boost up the public transport as a priority, so the traffic jam could ease down if people get in proper public transport. I want to say, I don't want to go back for 10 years P&M and do that, and 25 years, that wasn't the priority. I want to stick on the priority now. Let the government need help, let them work for us, and let me tell them the things coming from the ground report that which should be the priority. Agriculture and public transport. Let we learn that as top priority and put it on the front burner, and let we move forward and burn that paper with P&M and the past and the this and the that, because it was glaring. They destruct this country. Let we move forward. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much, and so true. Let me take a next call. Go ahead, caller. Morning. Caller, pleasant good morning to you. Where are you calling from, and what's your contribution on the Going Report this morning? Lost that one. Next caller. Oh boy, lost that one too. Next caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, my brothers, how are you going? Good morning,
Good morning, and where are you calling from?
Trin City side.
Hey, Trin City, welcome to the Going Report. What's your contribution this morning?
So I wanted to talk about, I hear us talking about the weed thing earlier on and thing, right? So what I noticed throughout the years that P&M allowed, P&M had been running for about 10 years, and they allowed a lot of drugs to come into this country, including marijuana, cocaine, pills and all kind of stuff. Lack of guidance for the youths and them caused them to get involved in it. Also involved in crime and being on the block and all these things and as well, right? The next thing they just do, this weed is get from Colombia. I understand it is sprayed on with cocaine to make it addicted. And you know that's going to have all kind of psychological problems and all kind of thing as well too. Right?
Oh.
So I was listening to the Mr. Talk just now there. Food security is a very important thing for us right now. We need to work on food security. Right now we pay a lot of money for food in the groceries and stuff. Imagine you work for $20 an hour and our bread is about $17, $18 for our bread. So you have to work whole hour to get one bread. You ain't buy the cheese, you ain't buy the butter as yet. So these things we really need to seriously work on. Right? I know the past administration destroyed the country very, very bad. But we have to try to fix those things on them, you know?
Thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. Trin City. And
yes, my brother.
Your advice is well taken, and the Ground Report will be advocating for those type of things, because our food import bill, Glomes between and Lennox Smith will just take a research there quick. I think it's about $5 billion or so.
Yeah, 46 billion. 46 billion.
46 billion.
Yeah, we import too much money in food. We need to work on our agriculture section, even our meat section. We have proper quality meats in Trinidad. We don't set our injection with hormones and antibiotics and all these things. You know, we have quality stuff here. We need to improve our quality of stuff here. You know.
Yes. Thank you so much, caller. Next caller, pleasant good morning to you. Where are you calling from? Welcome to the Ground Report. And what's on your front burner this morning?
Well, I am Diego Martin, and I like to say my piece. So here I was talking about health and kidneys and things, but I want to reflect a little bit on that. And I want to ask Edie, not Idi Amin of Uganda, Edie, the president of the Registered Nurses Association, if he did an analysis of the nurses attendant during the Carnival weekend, Carnival Monday and Tuesday, I am reliably informed a lot of those nurses stayed away, calling sick. So Edie has to do analysis for previous years and now to find out who are those nurses that must be removed, because a lot of the pressure went on the doctors. So I am calling Edie, a.k.a. Amin of Trinidad and Tobago, association to come and be productive and help move the country forward.
But,
the second
before you go to the second your second issue, what do you believe, what do you as a Trinbagonian believe was the cause for nurses calling in sick? Because remember, people saying it have sickness in the air right now. Sickness is making people jump and things. So.
No, they went to carnival, fete and things like that. They have they take an oath of responsibility and they must not abuse it. You understand? And the nurses have been abusing it for the longest while. And because they have a union and want to shut down the thing, you can remember what that gentleman said about people who didn't have the COVID vaccination. They shouldn't be given the priority for the ICU unit. That is the gentleman. He shouldn't be working in the health sector. My second point is, I see this man raise his head again, KCI from Tobago, and apparently before the cabo start to get chick feed, goat feed, pig feed for him out. He should be talking something positive. I would have liked the newspaper to put a microphone in his face and ask him about Farley going to the CARICOM heads of government. Let us hear his take on it, because that is a master stroke, and that is where we in Trinidad have to live side by side with Tobago. That is all inclusive. And the third point, I believe the sea bridge and the air bridge is costing us a lot of money. I think it is heavily subsidized. And I would like an analysis of the passenger moving and using those to find out who are the passengers and what they really use it for. For example, Trinidad, that who goes to Tobago is for a vacation, right? But the Tobagonians who come to Trinidad, I want to know that split. If they basically come into Trinidad for ministerial services. If it's for ministerial services, then we should have satellite offices in Tobago to cut down that economic cost to us. And once we do that and we're able to plan that properly, then we should not subsidize the travel to Tobago or to Trinidad, because if it is for leisure and we heavily subsidize it, it doesn't make sense. I go and have a nice morning.
Wow.
We have a call. We have a call here. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Andy Williams and Mr. Lennox. Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to find out this man to the school, the tertiary education man last night was on the TV with Ryan on the channel talking. What is parents going to do with all of these children who is doctor, the mother and father seal their nose to their face to make them doctors? And now he's saying they cannot hire nobody. Mr. Andy Williams, you would like to hear something like that if you have a chance to study medicine and everything and just sit down home?
All right, and we are very accurate with what it is saying, including nurses. We in Trinidad and Tobago, we develop our own nurses to through rehearse and all those various things.
No, we're not talking. No.
Yeah, no.
We're not
And
talking
we
about
also
nurses.
develop.
We're talking about children as doctors.
Right, and we also develop our doctors right here in Trinidad and Tobago through the University of West Indies and many other institutions. Right, we do that, and you are so correct that we need to organize and put things in place for we call in the hospitals at this point in time. We have a shortage of doctors. Where they are real. I went Monctop there, and you had to take really long to see a doctor. Sometimes it's only 2 doctors. It have the whole night emergency section.
Mr. Andy Williams, of course.
So
people have to dry their clothes behind the fridge to send the children to learn doctor. And when they become doctor, what happens?
Right, and I agree with you 100%, because here why? It also have a rule, I don't know if it's still there, that so long as they go through the system here, that they cannot leave and go and work as a doctor in the next country just so as to got to pay back the money for those who get funding and all those various things. But yet still, they're not putting things in place to make sure that these young doctors have proper employment here. And I understand 100%. Many of those young doctors and nurses too on contract. Some of them 1 year contract, 2 year contract, which it's not for profession. It really makes no sense because some of those doctors and nurses and all of them are taking it too full. I want to just say doctors because some of them would like to organize and go to get use their job as a security to get a loan to buy the house. Some of them want to own their own house. They want to have their car. They want to live. But due to the lack of work security and these kind of stupid contracts that they have for them, that it turning them off. And many of them looking at migrating. So what we will have to do is advocate to the present government, to the Minister of Health and tertiary education to see what we can do about that. Because we will end up in a brain drain because if I can get through the proper work and I highly educate myself, make my sacrifice, my parents make the sacrifice, they spend the money. And then when I reach, I graduate, I'm a doctor now, and I can't get a work. I looking to write to England, right to America, and let me get them a service, which will end up in problem, and then they're going to be hiring.
Mr. Andy Williams, you is a very understanding person. Kamala says when UNC win, everybody win, but not at all. This country, I don't know. I cannot tell you how this country going.
Well, let's start to advocate for that aspect. Let's start to advocate for it and see what could be done. Because, Lennox, she said, Kamala said when UNC win, everybody win.
I know that the present Minister of Health and the policy of this government is to make sure that legal input, indigenous professionals are deployed in the various institutions, inclusive of that of the health industry or the health system. So there's early days yet. I know that there is a policy that says that, because why can I firmly attest to that? Because the government has also said that those Cuban doctors and so on, they will discontinue that kind of arrangement, especially when you have so many of our locals that are unemployed and could replace and or do the job.
Nice. So that means.
So I'm very confident that will happen.
So that means that the government are looking at the situation, because we can mention that they want to disassociate themselves with the Cuban doctors to make available jobs for we own that are out there in their numbers and don't have a job well. So, ma'am, it looks like the government is in that direction. But what we will also do is we will organize and try to get an interview with the health minister or tertiary education minister, whoever is responsible for that aspect. And let's see if we can get on to and where their thoughts is on that. Before you can say, well, I thought when UNC win, everybody wins, but it looked like the doctors and them ain't winning. So let me think, and then we will judge. We will judge if everybody will win.
I want to tell you this, Andy, that I'm familiar with that person.
All who they know and who they know.
Yeah. Well, ma'am, you remember I spoke to you, and I have spoken to the relevant authority, and it is being looked at. You give me the names of the two individuals and all of that. So that is being considered. In fact, somebody is supposed to call in this week or last week to thank me for my intervention with respect to a child that she had. All his teeth were chalk teeth, and she got the operation due to my intervention and my communication with the relevant authority. So it's just a matter of time.
Nice. So well done, Lennox Smith. But ma'am, again, how I will want it and how anybody will want it, which you can look out for a call, because again, thanks to Lennox Smith, he made a late intervention. In my book, you don't have to have no interventions, because that will just be your two. So about the other parents and them that have their kids sacrifice, both parents and kids sacrifice, and may not know to access Lennox Smith or us. So we need to get
it should be the mechanism itself, the system itself should allow for such smooth involvement and benefit.
A smooth intervention, everybody getting a chance, at least for 3 months, or a 2 month or a 3 month, or so, but not nothing at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I understand. I
Bye,
understand. Yeah.
Mr. Andy Williams.
All right. Thanks so much. Let me take a
Thank
next
you so
call
much.
here. No
Yes.
problem. No problem. Let me take a next call. Oh boy, I have it on this side here. Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Barako here.
Go ahead, Barako.
Andy.
Morning.
I don't know what people is be coming up and talking on the program and all kind of thing for, but you see exactly what our lady talk about just now there. My daughter is in that situation right now. She now finished med school. And let me tell you something. People must be honest with themselves when they come in and talking as sort of rubbish on the people program. There's a process of how this thing work in Trinidad and Tobago. You go through med school, you graduate as a doctor, you have 1 year internship that you have to work for the government. If you choose to do that, you can do it. If you choose to leave the country and do otherwise, you can. That's your option. So you have a 1 year internship that you will be paid for 1 year to be like an apprentice in the system. After that now, you can seek employment if you choose to with the government. Or you can go on your own and open your own private practice. Or you can go to specialize in a field that you prefer, that you want to become like a radiologist, or you want to be a surgeon or some kind of thing to further your education, your skills as a doctor. But the issue what plenty people don't understand is that the salary that is paid to a doctor when he finishes internship isn't that big set of money that, after all the money you spend has becoming that you went through the med school and all this kind of thing. It doesn't compensate you.
I will give us an idea because there's a going report because we want to know. At the end of the day, parents have to know it. Have doctor children that listening might. But what is the salary at this point in time they'll get this as a start off per month?
Well, our intern and thing will get about $6,000 to $8,000
for
the
that
month.
Ain't better money, boy.
Also. Exactly, and that is after you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm talking about it. So practically, our intern will still be living off of their parents after while a 1 year period they're doing internship. And what most people do, they will probably get a job in the public health care and do their own private jobs outside also. That's why you see a doctor will come and spend 2 or 3 hours in the hospitals, and then they will go to the other private institution to make the money. People don't understand that because you can spend nearly over $1 million to become a doctor, and then when you see you become a doctor now, you still have to suffer and make ends meet. You have to make the money. You understand? So it's a whole systemic situation. It's not like it don't have work or anything, and the doctors do have employment. Is that the amount of money you have to work for now to make back up for what you spend. You have to seek employment in different. Sometimes a doctor will be working at 4 or 5 different healthcare institutions, plus in the public healthcare system, to be able to compensate for the amount of money they spend, in becoming a doctor. And that's why you see a lot of doctors now would migrate and leave the country and go somewhere else, because at the end of the day, it's not about who you is and what it is. It's a matter of that to make your money. You want to live comfortable after you finish spending all these monies and hours and time and all this kind of thing.
We understand.
You understand?
Yes.
So
yes.
people have to get the facts right and the system that this is what it is really about. Money. How much you spend, and at the end of the day, you want to live a comfortable life as a doctor. Have a good morning, gentlemen.
Right. Thank you very much. Next caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, morning again. It's Trinity back here.
Go ahead, Trinity.
Yeah, I know you're on the health thing, and there is really a very bad flu going around. I don't know how that myself and all too. But ginger tea in the morning, hot ginger tea, helps boost the immune system. It also helps you get over the flu and thing a little quicker. Also, we need to start pushing more nutrition instead of pushing medication. right? A lot of problems just cause from lack of nutrition and things. With a proper food security, too, people could afford to eat properly instead of only eating KFC and them kind of thing. Right? So all those things we need to work on. Food nutrition is a very important thing.
All right, thank you very much, my brother. Oh boy, let's continue there quick. I have some voice notes to push off too.
Good morning, Lennox, Andy, and Nigel. Andy, I have something to say. My parents used to say, hate the devil, but don't lie on the devil. Friday morning, I went for a coach. I reached there 6:15. The guy said he was leaving 6:15.
Let me see Lennox Smith there. Lennox Smith always hiding. Oh, God, boy. Some research he might be doing. But we go see him there now earlier. They asked him to see where they want to know where you're hiding for. Go ahead, let me continue there.
We did not leave until 6:30. And when I get in the bus, my dress was soaked on the left-hand side, wet. The bus leaking. Andy, I understand that we would be getting buses, but the buses was not leaking in April. It didn't start leaking in April. The buses was leaking before. Nobody did anything. You understand? Nobody did anything. But I'm not upset. I have patience. But I just want you to know that buses coming. But for now, the buses and they are leaking very, very bad. And the fever can do anything. The fever could cause him to hallucinate and do all that. Have a blessed day.
All right, let's continue there. Quick. We have some voice notes here.
Was from Gonzalez in Okichi.
Oh boy, I ain't get to understand all of that. Come on, let's think. Go ahead, caller.
Andy, Orlando here. Andy, how you doing?
I'm all right, Orlando. You go ahead.
Andy, everybody talking about, about the jobs and situation. And Andy, if you have noticed, a lot of bright kids want to study medicine, lawyer. But I not hear any kids that want to study agriculture. And I don't understand. Look, let me tell you God's truth. I have 10 acres of cocoa and coffee land in Tamakini, sitting there for how many years now? We don't do anything. We don't do nothing with it. It's just sitting there. 10 acres of cocoa and coffee. My father-in-law left it for me. And we there doing nothing. And I'm trying to get someone who want to work the land, or the government who want to work it, because it's just me and my wife and my brother-in-law.
Can I engage your caller?
Yeah.
Caller, how much of your family members are willing to work that land? Do you have any young family members willing to?
No. Listen, that's my father-in-law land left it for us. And I got a house with 3 apartments in Tonopuna. Okay, I live in America, going in how many? For close to 35 years.
You don't live here?
No, I am trying to engage. I travel back and forth. I got brothers and sisters, but the land is not mine. I have my own. That's my wife and brother-in-law. That's them, not mine. But I am in with that's my wife, so I am taking charge. And it's beautiful cocoa and coffee. The only problem is my mother-in-law don't have a lot of kids. She only had about 3 kids. And they all left
there's a massive industry for cocoa, though.
Yeah, but that's why I'm trying to come back home and talk to people, because I'm, to be honest with you, I'm close to retirement in America. I mean, I'm not young. I'm 64. My dad and I used to work 1,000 tons of sugar cane. We had that when I was growing up. I used to work.
We need to get you back here. We need to get you back to Trinidad so we can. I am planning to come down and talk to someone about taking the land. I don't mind. Excellent. We don't mind leasing. We don't work the land. The land is sitting there, 10 acres in Tabaki, cocoa coffee land. We don't work it because we don't have the people. And my brother-in-law live abroad, my sister-in-law live abroad, my wife, we all live here. I'm here almost going 35 years in America. I'm close to retirement. And we have our own house, but we are planning to come back and live in Trinidad. I'm fixing it up with the, and, I'm doing a register as a landlord or whatever they call it. But
you don't have. I'm trying to get in contact with someone. We need to get it.
I think we need. I think
Everybody
we
was
need
making
to
a lot of
find
cocoa
ways
coffee.
to make it look appealing.
Now, to be honest with you, partner, one, it have a lot.
This is Orlando, right? I talked to you many times, Orlando.
Right.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, young people really don't want to get in agriculture. So one, two.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
Two. Number two, the turn off of getting involved in agriculture is because of we call it pre thing larceny or something. We call it pre. The larceny thing.
Yeah, stealing. Yeah, the stealing.
Pre-deal larceny.
And partner, I could get stories, boy, where people plan the thing, boy, and when they come back, they leave the thing. They say tomorrow they're gonna and harvest, and they're going in the market. And when they come back, and they had like pop on thing, and when they come back, the criminal and them they go on with the people. All the people papa, but leave one tree, leave one papa on the tree.
And that's the truth. I had acres of tomato and corn when I was growing up, a young kid with my dad. I called people picking the corn that didn't have seed in it yet. And I said, hey, bro, come and talk to me, I'll give it to you. I don't want you to come and steal my property. Andy, I'm agriculture man, left in another country, man, they go to college. Okay? And we got lots of experience in agriculture. I didn't make my own garden in Orlando, eat my own fresh body and peas and things. The problem is the people that need to stop the thieving, the stealing, and that's what happened. And I know that my brother in Trinidad used to plant. My sister still planted in Pinal. But the problem is, all this land sitting there doing nothing agriculture, and everybody want to be a doctor now. Everyone want to be a doctor.
And you can't blame them because, again, Orlando, until we get this thing in place where people could feel comfortable to plant, because a man working hard and working in land hard, and he plant, and when he ready to go and reap, he ain't seeing nothing because man backing up trucks late in night, or they're pulling up too if you're staying on your farm and the higher under gunpoint, clean out your land and they go on and leave you there. That is a turn off. So we have a lot of work to do too in order to encourage people to want to get themselves involved in agriculture. We have no choice. Well, I know we will have a break to take.
Yes, we have a break. We have a break coming up, of course, and final break here before we make our body part here. Of course, when we come back.
Yeah, we go do. Better we just look to lock off based on the break there, and they'll go into the break, into the thing one time. So we'll take a quick 2 minutes, and then we go lock off at least at 3 minutes before the time to get that, and then start the top one time, right? We just
and again, Andy, and to everybody out there, Andy, I received a call from somebody living on the North Coast Road, coming over Maracas into Port of Spain this morning to go to work. Well, you know, yesterday, thousands of people flocked not only Maracas Beach, but other beaches across the country. One of the points, the notable point is that coming over from that Maracas Road, it was in a deplorable condition, right? Garbage spewing everywhere. The place was really, really nasty. Now, you want to tell me these beachgoers and them, they can't walk with a garbage bag, pick up all this stuff and take it home? And when garbage is coming, all they put out for the garbage, you all have to, when you all are driving out, dump it on the Maracas Road. It just goes to show the mindset of some of the people of this nation. And then they want to talk. Then they want to talk about the condition of the country, but it's all you have it so. And that was a perfect example of what is taking place. And I am absolutely sure all the beaches across the country were in the same deplorable condition. I guess that's the way they live. That's the way they treat their homes. So they treat the country the same way. Thanks a lot.
Wow. Nice. Straight on to make a time check. It's 3 minutes to the hour to 9 o'clock. Coming up next is Off the Records with Mr. X and Stefan Rees. So they don't switch that dial at all. You all could have choose any other program to look on to. And thanks so much for choosing the Ground Report program right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Tonight, At 8 o'clock, don't forget to look out for Corridor Transformation with yours truly, Lennox Smith. Yes, we had a very great, interesting program this morning. So after God Family comes first, be safe on the nation's very, very hectic roads. So until tomorrow morning, please God, same time, same thing, same place. That's Talk City. Yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio, are saying we are out of here.
Bang, 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 bang.
Every morning begins with a story, the headlines you need, the voices you trust, the conversations shaping our nation. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today, where your day starts informed and inspired. News that matters to you, conversations that spark new ideas, stories that move Trinidad and Tobago forward. Tune in weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. or join the conversation on any smart device at TNT Today Show. Trinidad and Tobago Today. Start here, exclusively on TTT.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
What is all this old noise? Wait, Mom streaming movies, Danny playing games, and Jenna blasting music all at the same time?
Yeah, remember we upgraded to Digicel plus 500 megabits per second plan. $500 to upload just as fast as download. So everybody could do their thing, same time, no lag.
Well, I'm not fighting for Wi-Fi again. Pull up HBO for me there.
Switch to Digicel Plus. Fast, reliable, 100% fiber home internet. Perfect for families with plenty devices. Streaming, gaming, working, and more. Visit DigicelTT.com or any Digicel store today. Digicel Plus, better connected.
Ole, ever notice how water is part of everything we do? From singing in the shower, to washing the car, to cooling off after a long day. Here's a friendly reminder from WASA. Before you move, before you relax, before you enjoy the day, pay your WASA bill. It's easy to do. Pay online anytime at wasa.gov.tt. Visit a WASA customer service center. Use the self-service kiosk or pay at authorized partners like Western Union and commercial banks. Water is life, and we're evolving to serve you. Join the evolution. Pay your bill. This message is brought to you by the Water and Sewage Authority.
This week on Taking It Front, we bring you a powerful and timely conversation. Join Derek Charbodi, law enforcement officer, counselor, mentor, manager, and founder of the St. James Police Youth Club, celebrating 3 decades of dedicated youth service. On Talk City 91.1 from 12:30 to 1:30, Derek speaks directly to Generation X, exploring the many challenges facing this generation and their parents, from discipline and mentorship to social pressures and changing values. More importantly, he'll be seeking real solutions, offering insight, guidance, and practical ways forward for families and communities. That's Taking It Front with Derek Charbodi. Talk City 91.1 FM from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Real talk, real solutions, real impact.